Yep. Yo, 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 yo. What up? I'm late. No, I know I'm late. I know. I know I'm late. I know. I know. Yeah, I kind of passed out on the couch for like 10 minutes. Old man. Old man resting his bones. Do you even read Twitch chat? No, I don't. When are you doing the card thing? Not today, because I'm pretty busy today. Most likely tomorrow. Today's going to be a short stream. We're just going to do a bit of React Andy and chill. But I think we're going to start the COD stream like... I think I'm going to do a video today announcing it. And then we'll go ahead and just commit to it. I mean, what's the first Call of Duty? Can you even get that on Steam? What is the first Call of Duty? I don't even think it's on Steam, right? Let's have a look. 763. There's 200. Oh, it's all just fucking DLC. Oh no, yeah. It's on Steam. Okay. And then COD 2. COD 3 isn't on Steam.
You play the new Dying Light? They moved the Dying Light the Beast release date to September 18th.
Wait, is that tomorrow? Wait, the Beast is out? Oh, for God's sake. Holy spelling. Oh no! Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, okay. Never mind. I think the card marathon's on hold then. Damn. It comes out at 2 a.m. Oh, that sucks. Oh, September the 19th at 2 a.m. Okay. So I still have tomorrow technically because it's the 17th today. Okay. Hmm. That's so weird that they don't have Call of Duty 3 on Steam. Why is COD 3 not on Steam? They've got World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, Ghosts. I've never played Ghosts. I've actually never played that one. Infinite Warfare, never played that one. Call of Duty World War 2, never played that one. COD 3 was console exclusive. Okay, yeah, I could probably emulate that then. I could probably emulate that. I played COD 2 loads as a kid. That's really good. That's the first one where they actually had the jelly screen. You know, like the active light regen health. Ghosts is goated. I've heard nothing but bad things about it when it came out, but now everyone's saying it was like the best one. Yeah, COD 2 was really good. I never played the first one. I just know the first one didn't have regen health. Like, no jelly screen. Which makes it pretty hard. Anyway. Yeah, a bit of a shorter stream today because I got to catch up on slop and I got to work on Fear and Hunger today. Otherwise, I would have actually liked to start today on the card. Yeah, that's 2 in the morning on the 19th, so it's the 17th now. Basically got like a day and got like 2 days. That's crazy though. Like, it's nearly been a decade since the original Dying Light. Dude, I remember the guy you played as in Dying Light 2. And I was like, is this the same guy? Just like, he sounds the exact same. I think it's like Legoshi's voice actor from Beastars. And it's like, why not have Kyle? You just have a guy that sounds like Kyle. It's like they literally hired a guy to purposely sound like him. Anyway, I wanted to go over this video. You guys know that McDonald's is really bad for you. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Hey Pyro, did you see the recent news on the Charlie Kirk killer? Apparently, he was a furry and played furry shades of gay.
I know he was a furry. The media jumped on that immediately, that the guy was a furry. Let me see if I can find it. Charlie Kirk, shooter, furry. By the way, I think someone told me he had like 2,000 hours on Sea of Thieves and TF2 combined. That's all you need to know. Genuinely. Like, dead game and game full of furries. Like, the media did not need to report on that. Mods, are there any articles you can link me about him being a furry? I've definitely seen it before. His name was Tyler something, right? It wasn't even combined. It was 2,000 hours each. What's his Steam profile? Can someone find me his Steam profile? Hang on. Yeah, Mods, if you could message me that, that'd be great. He wasn't a furry. They just mentioned him using furry language. No, I saw like some right-wing news article being like he was a furry and dating someone that was trans. Like that means anything. Oh, that's his Steam account. Kane, is that a Steam account that you linked? Okay. Let's have a look. You put his name as Donald Trump. I mean, is it just me or his profile seems pretty normal? It's just Kermit the Frog. There'll be no bangering this user's mother, George Orwell. Is this entire account like locked down? I can't see anything. 2,000 hours on Sea of Thieves is crazy. Wait, I'm asking one of my editors to like try and compile something for me, because this is just nothing. Check his review. This review's been banned from Steam. Oh, you can't even view it. Mediocre player with 1 KD ratio. Good to see you're still a crack shot. Sea of Thieves is such a shit game, it turns people into murderers. Lamau. How the York be looking at me when I got $4,750? Plus rep, good with the AWP. Scum. Oh, wait, here's the review. Okay, this was, when was this posted? 2 years ago, this review. Play the funny pirate game with friends. If you play alone, you will die alone. Edit. This used to be a positive review, but the game just gets worse. It desperately needs bug fixes and basic anti-cheat. Easy anti-cheat? Really? 5-minute loading times and the horrid hit reg are completely unacceptable for a game in active development for 6 years. Used to be great until Rare's greed took priority over passion on the project. The upcoming year looks promising, but then so did the last two. I haven't given up hope yet, but I'm not holding much hope. I mean, unfortunately, I can agree with him on that the game sucks. Sea of Thieves is actually terrible. This is his inventory, apparently. The loose cannon. I mean, inventory seems pretty normal, I'd say. Nothing really stands out here. Why has he got so many thermal thrusters? I don't have one.
Howdy Pyro, it's Kit again. What's your opinion on Skate? Cause I just played it a bit and man it feels like some Fortnite slop game mode, it's actually so bad. Also, what do you think of Cronus? I'm thinking of getting it, looks cool.
Thank you Kitsune for the 10. Yeah, that's really disappointing if you think the new Skate's bad. I was really excited for that. I was going to ragdoll on it for 10 minutes and then not play it. Make the account an offer. Yeah, I don't think he'll reply for some reason. What do you think of Kronos? Kronos is really good. I played it off stream. A very good game. Everyone's kind of already forgot about it, though, to be fair. I did like it. It reminded me of Soma a lot. I'm not making a trade deal with the Charlie Kirk shooter's Steam profile. Anyway. All right. I wanted to go over how McDonald's is bad for you. From Mr. Brian Johnson, who wants to be the youngest man in the world. How old are you? I'm 4 years old. You're the youngest person ever.
How you doing? Thanks. It's a big order, right? Yes. I'm about to order the most popular items at McDonald's.
I love so much when billionaires go to Muggle restaurants and say how bad the food is. I love it. No, I love it. I love it so much. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Brian Johnson.
To show
I didn't know McDonald's was bad.
you what's exactly in them and what these weird ingredients will do to your body. Why? Because we're living through a...
The thing is, I've said this before, right? He's the same as Liver King. Brian Johnson was someone who is incredibly wealthy, but he felt unfulfilled. So he's now made his goal, like Liver King, to be healthy. Well, Liver King isn't healthy. He just, he's trend into oblivion. But it's really obvious that...
I mean, like, everyone views it different, but the new Skate game is like microtransaction hell as well as unneeded parkour, and they stripped it of all the fun game modes. It's FTP so I mean, at least I didn't waste cash on it, lol.
You didn't waste cash on it? Oh, fair enough. Thank you, Kit, for the 10. But yeah, he's like Liver King, where it's like, I have millions, if not billions of dollars. I have all this money. I can buy a Bugatti. I can buy a yacht. But that doesn't make me happy. I need to, like, be in the limelight. So I feel like what Brian Johnson is doing is, like, it's semi-genuine, but at the same time as well, it's obviously, he just wants to be relevant again. He wants to be popular. Well, he was never relevant like in the Gen Z world, but you know, it's like he wants to be an entertainer. That's like Liver King. Like Liver King doesn't care about his health. He cares more about being an entertainer above everything else. And then Brian Johnson is like, now I get to film TikToks and I get to wake up and do streams or sell a course or talk about how bad this food is or how I'm stealing my son's plasma to make me younger instead of just sitting in my big $30 million home, sad. You know, I think it's weird. Like, no matter where you are like, on that ladder, no matter how much success you have, people kind of always want to grab that fame a little bit, I think.
A fast food epidemic.
Didn't Liver King lose his mind? Yeah, he tried to inject trenbolone acetate into his brain, thinking it'd make his brain bigger. Yeah, it didn't work.
Obesity among children doubled over the past 2 decades.
The regular hamburger and the cheeseburger, those are all between.
Dude, I remember seeing like old adverts in like the 80s and stuff, in the 70s about like Kellogg's, you know, like cereal, saying that you add like a spoonful of sugar for flavor. That was like, maybe it was even earlier than the 70s. This was like back before people realized how bad sugar was.
40
So people would just add it to anything.
and 50% fat.
How is it that some chemicals that are in our foods have long been banned elsewhere?
Outbreak of E. coli tied to McDonald's.
Ultra-processed food
Thank you, Annan, for the 10. Appreciate it.
now make up 73% of the U.S. food supply.
I mean, that's not surprising, bro. Like, I've been to a Walmart, holy.
Millions of people
The UK is not far behind, trust me.
eat this stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner without realizing that, in my opinion, these companies are shortening your lifespan.
How dare you go to a fast food place for convenience after a long day of work? Meanwhile, me, Brian Johnson, I have my private chef prepare and balance all my meals for me. How dare you cut corners?
And wrecking your
See, I get what he means. You know, fast food's bad. You know, grass is green. But it's like, there's something that feels really out of touch that you have a literal billionaire like telling you that you're eating wrong. And he has the money to get all these blood tests and to get like all of this food basically probably grown for him at this rate.
health.
We're about to go through the drive-thru and order McDonald's. What's on your mind?
Complicated emotions. It takes me back to earlier times in my life. I feel like I've played this so many times. I can smell it before we do it. I know what it looks like, what it smells like, what it.
One thing I will admit with him here, I think like when you smell the McDonald's or the KFC, it's so much nicer than anything else. Like, it's better than eating it. And then it's obviously better than the post-depression you get afterwards.
Tastes like, feels like, I know the bag, I know the
Fast food is pricing out low-income workers, which is why Gen Z now are now preferring casual dining, like Chili's.
experience so thoroughly.
Yeah, fast food is getting really expensive as well. That's another huge problem with it.
I can map out the entire thing. I've done it so many times.
Wow. Okay, let's do it.
Really?
Let's do it.
There's definitely a subconscious version of me that's like, we're getting McDonald's, I'm
The lack of
excited.
Pyro content situation is sad/depressing/inflation/commissions/terrible.
Thank you, D, for the 10. Shut up.
We're going to start with the most ordered item on the
Yeah, I don't know what Chili's is.
menu, which is the large fry. Let's first assess.
Dude, I had Taco Bell for the first time. Because there's Taco Bell in America, right? And then they've got like a few dozen in the UK. And they've got like a couple in Australia. And I ordered one the other night. Absolute ass. It is actually like eating someone's poopy butthole. Like, it is disgusting. I don't know how you can have Taco Bell, man, and actually enjoy that absolute slop. Seriously.
For smell.
Just disgusting.
I mean, this takes me back to my childhood. This is such a distinct smell. This really is appealing. I understand why people eat this. Everybody wants to know why McDonald's French fries taste so damn good. It's a simple answer. McDonald's world famous fries are made with premium potatoes with 0 grams of trans fat per label serving.
No trans at McDonald's? That sucks.
These epic fries are crispy and golden on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Man.
Why do I feel like this 40-year-old man is trying to be like a Gen Z influencer?
Whoever that copywriter is, they need a raise. First, let's tackle the trans fat claim. So that does not mean it's without trans fat. It means the FDA says that you can be under 0.5 grams and lists 0. So just note that sometimes labeling leads you to inaccurate conclusions.
Oh yeah, it's like how stuff will say sugar-free, but it can have sugar in it and still say sugar-free. It's like every 100 grams, if there's less than 1 gram or 0.5 grams, they can legally say sugar-free, which is like pretty fucked.
Secondly, these are fried in a number of refined seed oils. This is a problem because these refined...
I am so sick of people complaining about seed oils. We did not have a problem with seed oils until, like, TikTokers, man. I swear to God. I'm sure there are bad things with seed oils, but we've been using them for years and years and years now. But, like, have you seen the people that go into restaurants and it's like, oh, can I get a steak? Yeah, what do you fry that in? Do you use butter? Do you use beef tallow? Oh, no, we use seed oils. Oh, no, I'm going to have to leave.
Seed oils are unsaturated fatty acids which oxidize very quickly, which form aldehydes. And these are cancerous toxins. These damage proteins, cell membranes, and DNA, which can lead to heart disease, liver disease, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. Next, we have AGEs, which are toxins that form when the starch is exposed to high temperatures. The AGEs you find in fries at McDonald's is 20 times higher than you'd have in a baked potato that you make at home. These compounds contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation throughout the body, which has been linked to insulin resistance, vascular damage, and accelerated aging. But Brian, chill out. It's just fries and potatoes.
I love insulin resistance. It's now like a huge thing. Like, not even about diabetes. It's like, you'll see, I keep being recommended all these like videos talking about like how to lose weight and stuff like that. And it'll always talk about your blood glucose levels and your insulin levels spiking. It's like, if you eat this loaf of bread, this slice of bread, your blood glucose is going to spike.
Potatoes.
So you can't eat anything apart from like beef and avocado on a wooden cutting board.
Just live a little, man. But you know what? I just don't think it's worth it. Way too much junk and toxins. I wouldn't do it. All right, next up, let's reach into the magic bag and see what we have. We've got a...
He looks like a Meat Canyon character.
Big Mac.
He does like... You can tell he's had a lot of work done, right? Like the hair has definitely been transplanted recently. I can definitely see that as well. He's had a lot of work done. Like, he's definitely been following this protocol that he's made, but he's also had a lot of work done.
Mac. Everybody loves Big Macs.
McDonald's Big Mac. It's more than just another hamburger.
All right, first impression.
I can't imagine the last time I've had McDonald's. I think it's been years. It's just all of it's slop. I think the fillet of fish is good, but it's like there's just so much bread, like on the bun. Nasty.
I mean, they...
Oh no, I did have a McDonald's 2 years ago. That's right. I ordered like 3 patties with no bun. It was the most depressing thing I've... You know what, actually? I'm pretty sure... Let me try and get my phone. I'm going to see if I can find this picture. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I've shown this before. I don't know if I can find it though. I've got to use like AI on my phone to try and find it, which sucks. Wait a minute, we might be onto something. Yeah, okay. You want to see the last time I had McDonald's? I've definitely shown this before. This was my last meal at McDonald's. Bruh. It's actually it looks like an orphan meal, dude. It looks like an orphan meal. It looks depressing.
He really did a good job, and this is a golden bun.
No, we don't say Christmas dinner. We don't say Christmas dinner. It was not that bad.
It looks like it's just like baked to perfection. You've got a pickle.
Why? Because I notice when I eat like a Big Mac, I feel like shit afterwards. So if I just remove like the bread and then I just eat the meat, it's lighter, so I don't feel like shit afterwards.
The cheese is kind of pouring out in places. The cream is there. I have to give it to them. It is a really compelling design.
Which homeless person did you rob?
The box is nice. It's in paper. You're thinking, I'm doing a good thing. Good job, McDonald's.
No one ever buys McDonald's and thinks I'm doing my part. Have you seen like the mass farming of cat, like the amount of methane that's produced from all that livestock as well? How it's like polluting like the ozone layer. How much greenhouse gases are contributed by livestock that McDonald's use. And then I buy the paper and it's like, I'm doing my part.
You really made this thing appealing. Thanks. All right, if we dig into the Big Mac, one factoid which is interesting is people have...
Of course he's educated on the... Shut up.
...had these out for a decade and they...
Oh, that guy with the bowl haircut, he was someone that lived on Big Macs. I think he's still alive as well.
...just don't die.
There it is. My gosh.
Oh my God, that looks so sad.
It hasn't changed.
Did McDonald's build Don't Die? Okay, so this guy's got 580 calories, 45 carbs. He's got 11 grams of saturated fat. That's half of your daily value.
That protein content's horrendous.
Fiber is only 3 grams.
Dude, you get a tin of tuna for 100 calories and it's got like 25 grams.
It's not great. Sodium, wow, 1,060 milligrams of sodium, almost half of your daily value. 85 milligrams of cholesterol, 25 grams of protein. All right, so pretty good protein content. Now there's a twist here with the Big Mac is you see this, you imagine eating it and imagine yourself being...
I would not say 25 grams is good protein.
...satiated.
Like my trainer told me if I want to put on muscle, I need to get like 120 grams of protein a day. Do you know how fucking hard that is to not become a fat bastard and meet that goal? Like genuinely, it is depressing. I've just been living off like tins of tuna and protein shakes.
Actually, it's going to leave you more hungry. Why? There's a bunch of added sugars and ultra processed carbohydrates, making you even more hungry. The 9 grams of added sugar is almost as much as a glazed donut. That will give you an extreme insulin and sugar spike, and then 90 minutes later, your mood is gonna plunge and make you feel hangry. Okay, so what about the patty? It's 100% beef.
I didn't even know there was that much sugar in there.
Beef, why not do that? When McDonald's says 100% beef, it's not so simple. But first of all, beef that comes from industrial lot fed cattle have different fat.
Wait, one sec. Doing another coffee. I don't want to be a Hassan because I'm actually watching the video.
All right. Profiles. There's less omega-3 and more omega-6. The meats are also cooked in oils that are bad for you. Now you may be thinking the pickles are great.
What's omega-6? The lower cholesterol. I know omega-3, I take that. Was it like legumes and nuts and stuff? Oh, it's all in the oils. Okay, so 3 is fish and 6 is just all in oils, basically.
But the emulsifying agents they use in the pickles actually disrupt the microbiome, which can trigger chronic inflammation and metabolic disease.
I'm farting up a storm over here at Pyro Live. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, mate. Appreciate it.
In my personal opinion, end to end, this thing is just...
Wait. Go, Jarvis, go back. Did he just not cite a source and said, trust me, bro?
The emulsifying agents they use in the pickles actually disrupt the microbiome, which...
I keep thinking the red pillow is your shoe. No, I know. I genuinely, I miss the shoe. Hasn't been the same without it.
Can trigger chronic inflammation and metabolic disease. In my personal opinion, end to end, this thing...
Okay, so he was talking about inflammation from emulsifiers there, but he just said, in my opinion. Like, that wasn't even, like, cited or backed up.
Is just a death machine, so I wouldn't do it. All right, next up, let's go into the lucky bag. What do we have here?
I don't understand this guy's logic. It's like, he'll talk about how bad McDonald's is, which it is. But, like, this guy used to drink alcohol every morning while he was on his workout program. For, like, the benefits, he'd have a glass of wine every morning, which isn't a lot, to be fair. But, like, alcohol is, like, you know, He'll preach about health, but alcohol is a class 1 carcinogen. Like, it will give you cancer. Like, it's not even like it might do. Like, there's a link. There is a link. You take a risk when you drink. He doesn't do it anymore. But yeah, I feel like people like this that preach health, they're just always such hypocrites.
We've got the hotcakes breakfast. This is the most caloric dense option on the McDonald's menu. Check out this.
Yeah, he just have a glass of wine every morning, or like 2, I think.
1,340 calories.
Well, no, it's not like if you drink, you will get cancer, but like there's a link to it, basically. But then it's just, you know, anytime you drink, it's just genetic lottery, dice roll. It's not the same as smoking, you know. Some people can smoke for like 60 years and they just will get no health problems. It's really bizarre.
Honestly, sir.
Okay, one thing I will say, I know I've preached this a lot. I hate sweet food, man. This is why the UK breakfast trumps the American one. Donald Trump. Let's have a look. I mean, look at that. Oh, the full English. And then American is like, why do you have the fucking pancakes, man? Grim. Why would you have something sweet?
Surreal. People eat this? This is not. Oh, man. I just feel so bad for the body when this goes in.
Did 2016 Pyro like sweet foods? No, but he liked to use racial slurs.
This can't be doing good things inside.
I don't know. I used to love sweets as a kid when I was fat, but I went off and like my palate changed like completely.
41 grams of
It's weird.
added sugar. It's going to spike blood glucose. It's going to increase fat storage, and the kicker is going to make you hungry again. But it's interesting how much cover McDonald's gets. It's probably because
I also do feel bad for Americans because it is genuinely so hard to eat healthy over there.
everybody shares this addiction. Everybody. And so everyone, like, you can't speak out against your abuser because you're stuck. All right, next up is the
Pyro, you're still fat. Want me on my commissions?
20-piece chicken McNugget set. Not 4, not 6, 20.
Yeah, it's the fact the food's slop and it's just getting more expensive as well.
What is this? What does 20 even look like?
I do remember nuggets being really nice though, I won't lie. And they're probably the most unhealthy thing on the menu.
Man, that is a lot of chicken nuggets. I've been out of the fast food game for quite some time now. And with a little objectivity, I'm coming back and seeing this. This is just f***ing nuts that they sell this. This doesn't even look like meat. The weird...
I know he's like ribbing on McDonald's, but it is almost like an alien landing to Earth and just trying human food for the first time.
The ingredient here is sodium aluminum phosphate. This is McNugget batter. There are concerns that these aluminum salts contribute to dementia risk. A French study found that 0.1 milligrams of aluminum in water was associated with a risk of cognitive decline, dementia, and Alzheimer's. 120...
Yeah, but again, like, what was the group study? When was it done? What year? Doesn't even say what year it was done. How many people were in that study as well? 3,777 subjects, aged 65 or over, living in 75. Okay, so to be fair, the study was actually pretty big.
Cognitive decline, dementia, and Alzheimer's.
It says 200. No. It says here, unless I'm reading it wrong, 3,777.
French study found that 0.1 milligrams of aluminum in...
Wait, where's the date? What?
Risk. A French...
Maybe I have dementia. Oh yeah, 2000, July.
Study found that 0.1 milligrams of aluminum in water was associated with a risk of cognitive decline, dementia, and Alzheimer's. 120...
Yeah, it was done in the year 200.
McNugget box can expose you to up to 2.8 milligrams of aluminum.
Okay, so you're doing a study that's 25 years old.
Dementia and Alzheimer's was associated with a risk found that These aluminum salts contribute to it. This is McNugget batter. There are concerns that these aluminum salts contribute
It's sodium aluminum
to
phosphate
dementia
he's
risk.
talking
A
about.
French study found that
It's sodium aluminum phosphate he's talking about. But what they're talking about in this French study is just pure aluminum.
1 milligrams of aluminum in water was associated with a risk of cognitive decline, dementia, and Alzheimer's.
Someone in chat said the study's older than them. Oh my god.
One
Holy new gin.
20 McNugget box
Yeah, I feel that's a bit of a cope there. You've basically taken a 3-word product. You've taken one word and it's like, okay, this one's bad.
can expose you to up to 2.8 milligrams of aluminum. That's 28 times more than in the French study.
There's a difference between when it's a phosphate or not as well.
The frying oil they use for these chicken McNuggets is called
I'm not trying to defend McDonald's. We know it's slop. We know it's slop.
TBHQ, which means they use this to stabilize the oil so they can continually use it again and again. Scientists have studied TBHQ on rodents, and they have shown it can have the following effects. Some of the animal cells died or stopped working properly. Their DNA showed signs of damage. It helped cells grow into tumors more easily. I don't know about you guys, that's a hard pass for me.
It's still got aluminum in it. Aluminum doesn't become no aluminum. Yeah, I know, but it's a different compound than just pure aluminum that they found in water.
See, this is what happens, right? The whole...
I'm not saying that he's wrong, by the way, but I've watched a lot of videos breaking down Brian's like accusations and studies, and he doesn't ever lie, but he does bend the truth a fair amount. Thank you, Owen, for joining.
Yeah, it's that smell. Everybody knows this smell. All right, next up is the...
Yeah, the smell is always better than the actual food, I swear.
Caramel
I would actually just order McDonald's and just not eat it and just have it like sat in my car or something.
frappe, and spoiler alert, this is the worst.
And then just give it to some homeless afterwards.
There's 70 grams of added.
It was actually there was a homeless guy that's like near a corner shop where I live at the minute, and I keep seeing him there. And you know, I felt kind of bad for him and stuff, so I bought him like 5 sandwiches from 7-Eleven. And a bunch of waters. And I just gave it to him in a bag and I was like, there you go, mate. And then I told Dolan, because I thought I did a good deed, you know, like Fallout 3, your karma's increased. And Jay just says to me, why didn't you buy him a Nintendo Switch 2? Yeah, great friend I've got.
Sugar. That's like a crumble cookie as a drink.
It's like, I said to him, like, okay, I buy him a Switch 2. How the fuck is he going to charge it? And then he just said like something about like the 5G waves or something.
Few things you could do
Thank you, Yappy, for the gifted.
as jamming 70 grams of sugar into your body. Especially...
You know what I should have done actually when I gave that guy all that food? I should have filmed it like all those maggots do on Instagram. You know, they strap a GoPro to their head or they wear those like glasses that you can record on. Thank you, Yappy, for the gifted.
Especially in drinks where absorption is very fast. A Swedish study showed that even a 5% increase in added sugars was correlated with a 23% increase in all-cause mortality. The caramel coloring has 4 MEI. Let's put that big word.
All right, I will be honest here. I think the most unhealthy thing you can ever get from any fast food is the shakes. The calorie... Okay, we know what we're going to pull up. We know. We've all seen it before. But for the 3 people that haven't, I will refer to the Baskin-Robbins Oreo shake. I know we've all seen it. But it is just like, how the fuck, dude? 2,600 calories. So that's like 100 calories over the average for a guy. Calories from fat, 1,200. Total fat, 135 grams, 208%. Saturated fat, 59 grams, 295%. Total carbs, 333 grams. 263 grams of sugar. And only 38 grams of protein. This is something I would literally include in a commission. Like, how is this real food? How is this actual real food? And it's only 8% of vitamin C. Apparently there are crustaceans in it. I don't understand that. There's soy in it. I won't be buying. Everything else, fine. Soy, no. But like, look at these sugars, man. You would actually just immediately develop type 2 diabetes. Like one sip, it's over.
On the screen here, this is a manufacturing byproduct that produced lung tumors in mice. And it's listed under California's Prop 65 as a
They're putting crabs into my drink.
potential carcinogen. After the baseball game, everybody gets together. You go to Mickey D's, you get one of these guys. They know how to hook us. You got to give it to them. Like, those are clever.
Protein shake for real men. Oh yeah, I didn't even check how much protein was in it. I wonder, that surely there would be a lot of protein, right? I mean, the problem is if you have too much protein in one sitting, you just end up shitting most of it out. It's only 38 grams? What? What? I've got protein powder, right? It's like 100 calories a serving, and it's 28 grams of protein. Oh my, that's awful. You'd think with all the milk, you'd at least be getting some protein out of that. That's actually trash. That's like 2 tins of tuna.
For motherfuckers. All right, let's go into the happy bag and see what we pull out. It's the McGriddle. I'm scared.
No, I read the protein and I immediately forgot it.
Oh man, this is disgusting. This is.
Thank you, favorite vampire succubus, the 5.
So, oh man, even touch.
You're gonna bring up the Shadman stuff that got recently exposed about you? I mean, there's nothing to say. Like, you know, I think I replied to some of his tweets back in the day, like everyone did. And then I got a picture with there was a fan at my meet and greet that was dressed up as him, and then people were running with it like I actually met him in person, which is just unhinged.
Touching it is so disgusting. This just smells like sugar. It smells like pancakes with maple syrup. What is this? What is this monstrosity? Ugh, pull it apart. I mean, I want to look.
It is so painful watching a guy that got rich in tech trying to be humorous.
At this under a microscope. We will find upon inspection, this is not really food. They've been pranking us. This bacon and sausage are among the very worst things you can consume. Numerous studies have shown the increase of all-cause mortality with processed meats. These processed meats also have nitrites, which are a known carcinogen. The cheese, which like I guess this is going for cheese, has additional cancer-causing toxins. And just as I thought,
American cheese is actually disgusting though. Like, you know, the strip cheese and just the color's off so it doesn't even look real.
I could smell it. It has 13 grams.
Where's the fun police? I saw a really good video talking about this actually, and it's like, you've got two sides, right? You've got this one side where you've got the people that do the cold plunge every day. They live like, you know, this Brian guy, this perfect meal plan, the same exercise routine. They go to bed dead on at like 7 p.m. They tap out, no phone. They get up early in the morning, 3 in the morning maybe, do the cold plunge again, this perfect life. And then you got the guy on the right who's like a degenerate. He drinks, he takes Zins, you know, he goons, he games. And it's like, he made a really good point saying that like what billionaires try to do is sell you that clean side of getting up early and like sorting your life out. And it's good to achieve that, but you'll never be on the level that these actual professionals are because it's like their job. They're paid to do it. They have a support network. If you can find somewhere in the middle where you can like live a semi-clean life, but also kind of be a bit of a degen on the side, that's basically the best way to live because you're like, you know, you're being the best person you can be, but you're also giving into the vices like just enough so you don't completely crash and give up.
Of added sugar. Why is there 13 grams of added sugar in a breakfast sandwich? I understand it's easy and convenient and that it has all the characteristics that make you feel better because life is hard and brutal and mean, and this is like the moment of joy and
what is this hideous woman yapping about today? Shut up.
reprieve you have from life's awfulness, and then it just f***s you over. McDonald is a villain.
Getting up at 3 a.m. to goon is crazy. What, you've never done that?
They're not a happy place. They're not a good player in society. And even if they say we're just giving people what they want, that. Don't do that. If people want to do bad things, don't enable it. Like, that's not a good argument. All right, let's go to...
No, again, I disagree. I think you need to live like a bit of a degen to balance everything out. What is it again? Like your id, your ego, and your super ego. Which one's the bad one? Hang on. I'm going to try and be a streamer with a superficial intelligence here. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So you've got like your id, which is your id is like you want to reinstall Valorant. You want to reinstall Valorant. No. And then, you know, your super ego is like, no, don't do it. And then your ego is like the middle ground. You know, it's like you, basically. It's not one extreme, like one way or the other. It's like it is reality. So, like, a lot of these, like, tech people and stuff, like Liver King and, you know, Brian Johnson, these incredibly rich people who have made it their life to be an influencer selling, like, health is wealth, which is true. They basically are just telling you to remove the id entirely, remove all those instincts, remove all the negativity out of your brain. You know, all the bad things. Like, you can get up every day. You can, you know... You can go out on that 10K run. You can start a new drop shipping business. And it's like, yeah, you can. But like, you know, it's like people that work out that are like bodybuilders and stuff. They still have cheat days. They'll have like one day every couple of weeks where they just eat like a gluttonous fat bastard because they know that they have to do that. Because if they don't, they'll end up crashing and losing like even more progress.
The bag and see what comes out next. Going in. What is it? Coming out. The Egg McMuffin.
Yeah, they can't get off the roids. No. You see. They've hijacked their brain where the super ego is telling them to take the roids. It's the moral thing to do.
What do we got here? Okay.
You have to have a cheat day. Yeah, I've tried like fasting and stuff. Like I need a cheat day, but even my cheat days aren't too extreme. You know, I might just, you know, every couple of weeks I might get like a pizza or something like that, you know, because if I'm just sick of eating the same like poke bowl every day.
All right. I mean, the texture's better.
And it's like, you know, you'll enjoy eating it and then you'll sit there with regret afterwards. But then it's like, okay, well, that's fine. I'm back on it tomorrow. Who cares? Instead of just like completely giving up, you know, like the other extreme.
The McGriddle, that's just brutal. This guy, I mean...
I've never woken up early enough to have anything off the McDonald's breakfast menu.
Hold it.
When did they stop serving it? Is it like 11?
Nicely after a couple hours. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so...
Is that sausage, that white bit?
The McMuffin is a less harmful version of the McGriddle, but it's still bad for you.
Grown man who Uber Eats 24/7 has a cheat day. Cap. Okay, it's not the point. The point is, even though I use Uber Eats, I only order the same thing. I've shown it on stream. I order a poke bowl. It is healthy.
It's got heated processed meats, like the McGriddle, which, as we know, increases cancer risk. All right, wrapped there. Let's go into the grab bag. What do we...
Hang on. I gotta turn the heating down. Getting a little bit hot in here.
We have coming up next the double quarter pounder with cheese.
I like how 90% of McDonald's burgers are just slight variations.
This is a taste.
There's not really one burger that stands out, right? Unless it's, I guess, chicken or like the McRib or the filet of fish.
The burger.
All right, let's see how it shows. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean, that is a beautiful, again, a browned top bun. The meat is thick. It's got a little char to it.
Did he just call McDonald's meat thick? Are you for real?
Like you would see in a backyard barbecue. The ketchup, the onions, the cheese. That's a well-designed product.
It's so burnt, and I bet you it's like raw on the inside.
Might kill you, but pretty well designed. So essentially, this is a bigger, more harmful version of the Big Mac. It has more saturated fat, more trans fat, and has 740 calories.
50 grams of protein, though. It's not too bad. The calories are still a bit high, but
it does, however.
I do like that, by the way. Have you noticed with the fitness industry, it's like we're totally ignoring like any kind of statistic now about like fats or fiber or, you know, all that everyone looks at now is calories, zero sugar, protein. That's literally it. That's the big three now. We've just totally ignored like carbs and stuff for some reason.
Have 48 grams of protein.
Drew Gooden made a really good video about it, actually. Like, why is everyone obsessed with protein? Because that is like the main fixation right now. Like, even all the food brands are locking onto it. It's like, you know, they'll always put on the packaging like source of protein, which means like fuck all. Like, it could have a gram of protein every 1,000 calories, and technically it's a source of protein.
Clean that protein is, I don't know. I wouldn't be seeking it out. And again, you're not going to be satiated if you pair this with a sugary Coke or a caramel frappe. All right, next up is the McFlurry with Oreo.
Protein is awesome if you work out. No, protein's good for a lot of reasons. Like, I did a bit of research on this. Like, if you've got like ADHD or like autism, if you have like a very high protein, low carb diet, in some cases, you can actually function a lot better as well.
So what do we have to say about...
Like, I'm not saying it's a fix for everything, but...
About this guy. First of all, this has an...
Like, I've seen some people as well that have, like, gone on record basically saying how, like, you know, they feel like they can live, like, almost, like, kind of more neurotypical lives by having a high-protein, low-carb diet. Because it's, what was the reason for it again? It was something to do with the brain or something. I mean, like, you need protein to build muscle. There's also other reasons behind it as well.
Insane amount of calories and sugar, 410 calories and 48 grams of sugar. Now, when it comes to added sugar, there really is no good amount. You should be as close to zero.
Too much work. Ozempic is the move.
As possible. It's just...
Yeah, let's all just take Ozempic, guys.
Pure wreckage for your metabolism, your liver, your pancreas, and blood vessels. It just accelerates aging over your entire body.
Well, yeah, because it's your gut... What do they say? Your gut microbiome is basically your second brain. So if you eat like shit all the time, you're going to feel like shit. And then if you eat good, you're going to feel good. Because your gut is like really connected to your brain.
Compared to glucose, fructose is 8 to 10 times faster.
Cognitive processes need energy. Yeah, true, that as well.
Faster at producing.
Because proteins are like slower release as well.
Those terrible AGEs, the major driver of aging across your body. Let's go to the last item. What do we have? It's the healthy item, which is the...
I do love the debate that always gets brought up as well, how it's like sugar is the enemy, it's the worst thing in the world. And then zero sugar is good. And then people will say, wait a minute, no. Like, they always bring up the same study that it's like they gave sweeteners to rats and they got cancer. But it's like, we're not rats. And then I think they also said, like, if we wanted to replicate the study on humans, a human would have to consume like 22 to 24 cans of like Coke Zero every day. Which is like, even if you're that like soda addict guy from Utah, that's really hard to do, to drink that much.
Snack wrap.
I love it. My snack wraps are back. It's official. We have been waiting forever.
If they made reverse Ozempic, would you buy it? Yeah.
Double checked for accuracy. What does that even mean? Why does this guy get a sticker? No one else does. Was my food not double checked for accuracy? Why do I get a sticker on this?
Was it Utah? It was where all the Mormons are.
Okay, very...
Where's Salt Lake City? That's in Utah, right?
Expected tortilla. What's inside?
Oh, yeah. I saw some people as well, like some gym bros that were saying you shouldn't eat fruit because it has sugars. And it's like, that is just, you are preaching complete mental illness there. Like, genuinely. It's like blueberries and stuff. Like, there's so many good antioxidants in that. It's like they'll just hear sugar. It's like fats, right? It's like, you know... Morons will actually think that there aren't different kinds of fats. Like, there's like simple fats and then there's complex fats.
I'm still thinking this is...
So, wait a minute. Avocado has a lot of fat. No, I can't eat that. It's bad for me.
Taco Bell. What is this? Okay, it's chicken. It's fried chicken. Okay, fried chicken, some sauce, some cheese, and lettuce. All right, so I guess to begin, it's a smaller portion.
Don't drink water as minerals. Yeah, Hank Schrader needs to collect them.
It's 390 calories versus like the 780 for this guy. It still smuggles 6 grams.
You're drinking pomegranate juice? There was this drink that I had once that had like, I think it was called Sharon fruit in it. That was really nice.
Of saturated fat. The big issue here is it's jam-packed with 900 milligrams of sodium. Why? You're licking from a salt stick. Now the breading in this chicken has that same sodium aluminum agent, which is in the, what do you call these guys again? Chicken McNuggets.
You can tell he's such an alien. He didn't even know what like nuggies were.
Which can lead to cognitive decline and dementia. The team is inviting me to take a bite of this, and I have to say, honestly, they told me we were going to McDonald's, and I had fear in my heart. We start driving there, and I start
They're playing the sad music because he's going to buy a McNugget. They are playing the sad music. Are you for real? Thank you, Ring, for the prime.
Playing in my mind all of the smells, textures, feelings, memories of life, and I thought, huh. And then it got into the car, and I was like, this is really
scary, guys.
I made me feel a little bit.
He might die. He might die.
I got it on the table, and I thought, honestly, but now that I've actually touched it, I've talked about the ingredients.
Chat, hold me.
I know the science behind it. Honestly, I just feel repulsed by it, and I get it. I like when you don't understand these things.
Thank you,
I didn't
McBain,
understand
for
it, and
Prime.
you realize, you think like, I'm just gonna do it one time, not a big deal. It's got some good vegetables in there, pickles, lettuce.
No one ever said McDonald's has good vegetables in there. Are you for real? There's like one pickle and shreds of lettuce.
Maybe the meat's okay. Guys, honestly, this is like, I've really changed my opinion. Like, I didn't want to eat it before, but I've really changed my opinion after doing this. This is just like evil shit. I honestly can't believe that a company does this. It's just fucking awful. And especially to our kids, they market this shit, then they like, put a pretty face, they dress this fucking clown up, show it's like fun and dandy, but they're like,
what? Ronald McDonald has not been used as a mascot in like 10 years. What?
causing.
I mean, to be fair, we did have the Grimace shake recently.
Legit. It's just awful. Like, these guys just like should be put out of business. I am the voice.
I do like it how it's like big company bad. Anyway, I'm a billionaire. Can you buy my course?
Of courage and strength when you are faced with a decision on whether or not you're going to eat it. I believe in you. You are better than this. You will rise up and choose a better option for your life. Now,
yes!
McDonald's is not.
Don't eat McDonald's.
Your jam. You want me to roast another fast food place? Leave it in the comments below.
Cut?
Are we cut?
Yep, cut.
Man, I'm dying to eat this. This guy. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. You guys, thanks for getting me the.
He's actually like an alien. Like, he's just not even touching the food properly. Jesus. How I make my anti-aging lunch. Live to 120, and it's just cauliflower, broccoli, 4 mushrooms, and then I'm guessing a bunch of quinoa. I mean, I eat quinoa every day. Which I don't recommend. There's a lot of fiber in that. Anyway. I saw this video come up. The Switch 2 is evil! And I'm tired of pretending it's not. Nintendo bad moment.
Criticized EA, Ubisoft, Blizzard, Activision for openly despising
hey,
their...
Pyro. Mind checking out another game trailer of mine? It's Longest Summer, Cyberdelia Micro on YouTube. Hope you check it out.
Oh, thank you, Abbott, for the $120. Yeah, we can check it out. That's crazy, thank you. Don't be a porn game, man. So this one. I'm guessing it's this one. Oh, I remember you shilling this. Yeah. Is it an ad? Technically. But I got $100, so. It's like all actual scans and pictures.
To whomever may be listening or watching, hear my plea. For years, my home has been ravaged by the cavernous demon, the First Beauty. It is a plague and a despair upon this land. Many have tried to slay it, change it, convince it.
This is like schizo core.
No avail.
It's really cool.
I have even tried. So, to whomever is listening, hear my plea and deliver salvation unto us. Surely, I believe in you.
Hang on one sec. Oh, it seems really cool. It's like most of it's pretty much like actual images they've taken, right? So it's not really like Cruelty Squad. Someone said in chat they're too high for this. Bro, why did you edit? I know we were just watching the video. Why did you edit Brian Johnson's head to look like an alien? That's fucked up. The thing is like, he's trying to be the youngest man in the world for his age. He just looks his age. He literally just looks his age. Oh yeah, I remember the overworld footage in the original.
幸運の神々の絶望から生まれし、ザ・アクシスの新たなる冒険がついに始まる。
超話題の新作ゲーム。
サイバーデリアナイト。最新ハック技術を搭載。テクノロジーが進化した未来世界。刺激が脳を直撃するビジュアル体験。
ビジュアル体験。
プレイしすぎ。
Did I snort coke? Yeah, I got the bag here. Just been hitting lines off it every stream.
で、ぶっ倒れること間違いなし。あなたのもとに近日公開。
I need to actually throw that out. It's probably, that pre-workout's probably gone off. It's starting to go fucking yellow. That was cool though, man. Thank you for the money. I appreciate it. Hope the game dev goes well for you. That does look really cool. Will it come out on Steam? Oh, the demo's out now. Nice. Yeah, I could try that out in a bit. Okay, anyway, I want a YouTuber to talk shit about Nintendo, because I'm so sick of like Ubisoft and EA getting attacked constantly, but people will constantly defend Nintendo. Get your roots and hair done. Yeah, dude, look how long my hair is, like from the back. Like I genuinely need to get my hair cut, but I also like growing it out.
Their consumer base and actively
Normalize men with long hair.
Committing deliberate evil for the sake of profit and growth. But Nintendo, who's gotten a pass for far too long, isn't just up with those companies, it's probably worse. Nintendo is the new EA, and they're better at it than EA ever was, because they have an infinite number of sycophantic fans who will worship any...
The Nintendo fan base must actually be studied. A Nintendo exec could go over to a Nintendo's house, kill their family, and they would say, "Oh my God, a Nintendo exec came to our house. I'm so lucky."
Anything they do, no matter
Like it's genuinely insane, the loyalty there.
how anti-consumer, how deliberately malicious any of their actions are. And I do understand why so many people think it's okay. Or at least I did, because Nintendo is a video game company. So as long as they make video games, most people don't really care anything else.
They don't even have to innovate. They've made some banger games, but I swear it's like the Pokemon games as well. Like I know Nintendo don't make them, they just publish it, but it's like they only come out on Switch.
They do.
But it'll be like the same 3 games every year, and people still lap it up for like $60, $70.
Problem is, Nintendo do not make the games they used to.
It's like the latest Animal Crossing game. That was really fun. I enjoyed it. It blew up because of lockdown as well, but like it didn't really innovate that much from the previous games. It was still the same game. They just added a lot of new content.
Their games aren't
I'm not saying they need to reinvent the wheel every single game, like for example with Odyssey, but still.
Innovative anymore. They're not cheap anymore. They're not even complete anymore. For a very long time, Nintendo was almost universally beloved. Now, not a single piece of news can come out about
Aren't they bringing back the Virtual Boy?
Nintendo without thousands of people complaining about something, and justifiably so. It really hit me with this last Nintendo Direct.
You guys remember the Nintendo Partner Program? Where if you made videos on Nintendo games, they'd copyright claim you unless you joined their multi-channel network and they took a cut. Like, I remember Donkey. Donkey is like the biggest Nintendo shill. Oh, wait 1 second. Hello? All right, I'm back. I just got a call because I was setting up a dentist here. Anyways. Yeah, I remember Donkey, who was like Nintendo's biggest god defender by far. Like, he made a video on Super Mario Odyssey, and Nintendo copyright claimed the video, or they claimed the monetization. It's like, bruh.
Right.
Like, he's giving you free promo.
That Nintendo isn't just the new EA. They are worse than EA. Nintendo is the Disney of video games now. They were good once upon a time, and now they have a legion of brain-dead fans who will defend them at any cost because they associate their own childhood with a corporate entity that would burn them alive to increase their stock price by a penny. But before we get into it, make sure to like the video, because you know this is going to get brigaded by Nintendo fans who cannot accept that Nintendo is not the same company anymore. And to really drive that home, let's talk about the new Pokemon, which has a day 1 on-disc DLC. Before the game even came out.
I remember when Mass Effect 3, like the final game, it had like day 1 DLC, and everyone was livid. It was like I don't know if anyone remembers, it was like another companion you could get, but they were DLC exclusive.
They announced $30 DLC.
Like, you reach that point where it's like, you know you have the fan base, and you could just do anything to take more money from them.
Genuinely, how tone deaf can a company be? They're already in trouble. People are already upset about the Pokemon Pal World lawsuit. And really, it's not even the lawsuit that's upsetting people. It's their aggressive patenting.
Pyro as a random NPC from Cornwall. I love you, but man, you and you alone have screwed my sleep schedule. BCU stream at 5 a.m. BC in silly cold ones land lol.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. It's streaming in Australia. I talked to a Sea Dog about this, Connor, because he's in Japan, and I said, like, bro, like, is there a good time to stream for, like, European people? And he was just like, no.
That they're using the patent office, which is supposed to be about a scientist or an engineer being able to make money on their inventions. Now it's being used to hoard game mechanics that they did not invent and do not own, but have the money to defend so that they can destroy any competition. Right before their big announcement for the new Pokemon game, they patent the idea of using monsters to fight other monsters. An idea they do not own. They did not invent it. Shin Megami...
Wait, so if I organize 2 pit bulls to fight each other, are Nintendo gonna sue me?
Tensei came out well before Pokemon did. If we lived in a just world, the Shin Megami Tensei devs would patent the idea of monster catching in general.
Thanks again, Pyro, for watching the trailer. And yes, it'll be on Steam by the time of release. Hope these $10, inflate your bank account.
Thank you, Abbott, for the 10. Yeah, good luck with the game, man.
And sue Pokemon into the ground, but they will never do that because they wouldn't win. These are not defendable patents. They're being used as a weapon to drown the enemy in legal costs, to
just Minecraft, literally Minecraft.
Force them to just give
It's like all blocks as well.
up. And I get that the system is broken. The patent shouldn't have been awarded in the first place. And I know they say, don't hate the player, hate the
Why does the trainer look like that? Is it a ditto?
game, but I am perfectly capable of hating both. This is blatantly evil. It is suppressing competition and will end up with less interesting games and worse
All right, let's be real though. Power World stole a lot from Pokemon.
games. Do you really want to live in a world where developers are afraid of using any game mechanics that even tangentially relate to something that's been in a Nintendo game? Could you imagine
I actually forgot about Power World, like, entirely.
if Dark Souls got sued for being too similar to Zelda? Like, oops, you used lock-on targeting, and that's in Zelda games. Now, From Software gets sued into the ground. No more Elden Ring, no more Sekiro, no more Dark Souls 3.
Okay, I don't think that would ever happen. That's a slight reach.
So on the back of this, of Nintendo saying, only we can make Pokemon games or anything even slightly similar to Pokemon, here's our new Pokemon game. And it's not even complete. It's not complete on release. You have to pay $70 for the full game, then $30 for the DLC, and then another $20 for Nintendo Online. Yeah, didn't see that one, did ya? Because in the Nintendo Direct, they don't make that very clear. But in the newest...
I blame Microsoft entirely for that, by the way. I blame Microsoft entirely. Xbox Live was the first paid online service on like a major game console that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Snoy stole it because they thought, oh, well, Xbox is doing it. We can. And then Nintendo just came in and said, hold my beer. They do the exact same thing.
Trailer for the new Pokemon game, whose main selling point is a new Mega Pokemon. They showcase 5 new Megas, none of which are available to you if all you buy is the main game. The 2 new Raichu Megas, those require the DLC. That's $30.
Don't forget the horse armor. Oh, the Oblivion DLC. It's funny how, like, terrible that was when it came out and everyone mocked it, but now it's just so normalized.
It's on top of the $70 you pay for the main game. Then,
like, the horse armor DLC is basically like skins in Warzone, but you get to show them off to people now.
the 3 new starter Megas are unlocked through the ranked mode. They are ranked season rewards. So, in order to get those, you have to pay another $20 for Nintendo.
I blame Blizzard. Yeah, true. I think World of Warcraft was first with paying monthly, but it wasn't really like a console.
Online, and they are not obtainable in any other way, meaning they're also limited time.
As far as I know, this guy's lying. Only the Kalos starters are locked behind online, I think.
All 3 are end of season ranked rewards, and we have no idea how long a season is. If it's long enough, you might have to pay for Nintendo Online for multiple years. So it could be even more than $20, maybe $40 for all the Megas that are already in the game.
If you enjoy like Pokemon and stuff, like, I mean, not Pokemon, but these games, like, power to you. I won't take that away. But like, man, it's not even, I can make the argument about graphics like it looks like a PS2 game, because who cares, you know? Like the games that I enjoy the most look like shit, just like PS1 graphics. But it's just like, I don't know. I get casual gaming is a thing. I totally understand that. You don't want to like lock into an 8-hour raid in like, you know, World of Warcraft or something. You just want to like casually pick up your Switch and play, you know, Pokemon for a bit. But like, man, the fact that they'll charge like full price for games like this is crazy.
And God forbid you just don't like ranked mode. You know, Pokemon, a baby game. Sorry, little Timmy, your favorite Mega for your...
I wouldn't say it's a baby game. I'd just say it's very, very casual. But to the point that Nintendo are actually taking advantage of that.
Favorite starter that you think is really cool, you just can't have it because you have to face against the 30-year-old virgin sweat lord whose soul is filled with plastic. Remember when Pokemon games were $30, $40 for what I believe to be the best the series ever had to offer? Now, for one Pokemon game, you need $70 for the main game, $30.
The fact they charge the same price of a AAA game blows me away.
For the DLC. And then
if it was like $40, I'd be like, okay, you know what? I think they're getting a bit too much hate. They know it's not like, they know it's casual gaming. That's fair.
Another $20 for online just to get content that's already in the game that has been cut out for you to pay for later.
Remember when Pokemon games were good? No. What, like Pokemon Red and Blue? I mean, the last time I played Pokemon properly was on the, you remember the Game Boy SP? The little flip-up one after the Advance?
So that's $120 Pokemon game. Remember when Nintendo games were cheap? And that's the low estimate. Maybe it's 130, maybe even 150. And that's only what we know before the game has even been released.
Yeah, you had the Game Boy that I had. Like the black and white Game Boy. I had that. Jesus. You know what's funny about the Game Boy, actually? Hang on. I typed in Game Boy. Game Boy Light attachment. I had this, bro. I had this as a kid. And this is like before my time. I'm pretty sure my uncle gave it to me or my granddad or something, but like, that's what I had. Because it didn't produce its own light, so it needed daylight to actually see anything on the screen. So this produced its own light, so you could see it. Because it was the Game Boy that was black and white. I remember playing Mario on that. And then it was the Game Boy Color, I think? Yeah, the Game Boy Color. I played Pokemon Red on that loads. And then it was the Game Boy Advance. Oh, I remember this. I actually remember that. And then you had the SP, which was like the one above it, where it was like kind of more handheld. Did it jump straight from the SP to the DS? I think it did. I think it jumped straight to the DS. I never had a DS. I did have a DS, but not that one. Not that one. I had that one. What's it called? A DS Lite? Yeah, that one was chunky. I never had that one. And then they had the 3DS. I never had the 3DS. I remember like seeing it in a store when I was a kid and turning on the 3D feature, and I was like, this just hurts my eyes. This sucks. It's funny now how you'll have people that will like retroactively buy these to experience like the nostalgia. I mean, like the PSP, right? Hang on. Nope. There we go. Yeah, like you got the PSP. I had a PSP. There's so many different versions that are slightly different. I had like the base one, I think. I had this one, I think. Dude, there were so many good games on the PSP though. Oh my god. The PSP was underrated. They need to make another handheld console. They really do. Like, what did they make? They made a handheld console, but it's like, it's a lie. It's like, you need to have a constant Wi-Fi connection to your PS5. It basically just remote plays it off that. It's not like a true handheld. The Portal, that's right. Yeah. I think Snoy wanted to get into the handheld industry again, but they just realized they can't against Nintendo. They just can't, so they just didn't bother. They made like a kind of pseudo handheld.
East. Who knows? They might have cut.
PSP was mid. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Early 2000s, you had a device that could play games that looked semi-decent, and you could also watch films on it. The amount of films that I have on like PSP discs back at home.
Cut out 10, 20 new Mega Evolutions just to feed to you later. A slow drip of deliberately cut content just to keep you paying. This is something that was so...
I like how on the PSP as well, the first-person shooter games on it, which I loved, were just dog shit. They were so hard to control. There was a game that I played loads. Is that it? There's no way it's the first result. Oh, shit. Yeah, Coded Arms. Did you guys ever remember this? This was goated. Hang on. This game was really good. It looks like dog shit. I'm guessing he's like emulated it or something. Dude, I played this so much. I played this so much on the PSP. You were just running around like these arenas that kind of look like, you know, Tokyo and stuff. I mean, obviously it's emulated, so it looks a lot better than it should. But yeah. And it was so hard because first-person games on the PSP were awful. They were actually awful to use. So every enemy just had, like, no reactions at all. Yeah, I'm trying to shill how good this game was, and the gameplay is just trash because it's a first-person game. Yeah. I actually remember how bad the aiming was. Yep. Yep. My ranked teammates. The fact the body's ragdolled and stuff as well, though, like, that had a lot of stuff going for it. Yeah, that game was, like, actually sick, though. Anyways.
So universally hated that even EA gave up on it. Nintendo is...
Average COD player.
...is objectively a more anti...
He was actually, like, that gameplay was somehow worse than the Polygon guy that played Doom. Let me pull that up real quick. I know most of you have seen it. I gotta look at it again for myself. It's like the first result. The fuck is that? That's to make pickle Pepsi at home.
Hello YouTube, how you doing today everybody? Listen, I'm going to do a video.
Whenever you see the wooden background, it just looks like this video was filmed in like 2003. I gotta pull it up again. I'm not gonna watch all of it. I'm just gonna watch when he picks up the pistol. I like how they stuck their logo. Like, this is going to be Kino gameplay. It's actually really nice. They got a guy with no arms and no legs to play the Doom 2016 intro.
Consumer company than EA. Could you imagine saying that 15 years ago? And that's just Pokemon we're talking about. The rest of the Direct didn't have much better to show. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I liked it. It was fun, but it's been 2 months and we already have DLC. But surely it's something unique, a new spin on the formula. No, it's another roguelike mode. And it's not even a good one. They put no effort into this. It's a roguelike mode where the thing you're collecting and the map you're playing on isn't randomized? Have they even played a roguelike before? Maybe someone should patent that and sue them. Stop them from making these blatant cash grabs. Roguelike modes are great for getting a lot of playtime out of a little bit of content, but they put zero effort into it. You're just going to be doing the exact same run every single time, the exact same optimal path, because nothing is randomized. I know there has to be
Dude, did he just turn into like an actual furry then?
at least a couple developers who still care at Nintendo. But the higher-ups are like, no, you have to make DLC, and you have a month to do it. So you either cut it out of the main game, or you make some worthless crap that is blatantly low effort. Speaking of low effort, the Switch 1 had its library artificially inflated by Wii
Wait a minute. That's not a bad thing.
U games re-released on
Oh yeah, no, I mean, dude, you're talking about Mario Party or Mario Kart. It's like, it is actually just like, they will add 3 new maps and then charge you $60.
the Switch.
Like, every time.
This worked, and people were okay with it because nobody bought a Wii U, so they felt like new games. Plus, the games got some improvements. They ran a little better, looked a little better. It was a pretty good deal. Now they're trying to do the exact same thing with the Switch 2. The difference is, everyone already owns a Switch 1. I would bet my life that the Switch 2 will never sell more than the Switch 1 did. So these aren't new games for anybody. Oh yeah.
Well, it's more because when the original Switch came out, people had money. And now no one has any fucking money.
And the new content is barely anything. In fact, in some cases, isn't even a...
Like, the original cope was like, kids have no money. That's why Roblox does well. That's why Fortnite does well. But now it's like, everyone is struggling for cash. So, like, they're going to pick up free things over, like, you know... I mean, how much is the Switch 2? I like how they released that OLED model as well. $766. What is that? That's like £380. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's like 400. About £350. Yeah. Yeah, if you half it. Australian currency is weird. It's just like monopoly money. Oh, that's pretty brutal. I just like how they released that OLED as well. Like, why? You release it and then, like, soon after the Switch 2 comes out? Just weird.
Attached to the main game, and the game...
Oh, yeah. They released a camera for the Switch 2, right? And it's just... It's literally like the iToy camera on the PS2, dude. Does anyone remember iToy? I remember going to a mate's house when I was like 12 and using the iToy. That's it. That was so fun. Like, just doing it with mates and stuff. Like, genuinely, that was so fun.
Games cost more. So you're paying more for a game you already have for content you don't want if you have any brain at all, just so you can have any game to play at all on your new console. Because the Switch...
What is iToy? Toy? Okay, my accent is not that bad.
Switch 2 has no games. I guess the only real selling point is that the games run better.
What was iToy? It was like Xbox Connect before Xbox Connect. Well, no, it was just a webcam, basically. Oh, Kadikarus did a video on it. I love his content. Let's have a look. It was basically just like Mario Party, a bunch of mini games that you'd play with mates on a PS2 camera. Oh my fucking quality, dude.
Right, shut up. Nah, I want to hear.
I do not remember it being this bad.
I can't make that happen for some reason.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was just mini games basically. You could do it with up to 4 players, I think.
Which really shouldn't be a selling point. You know, games used to run good on the console they came out.
Yeah, I never had a PS2. My childhood was weird because like my parents didn't have a lot of money. It's like I had a PS1 when everyone had a PS2. And then I got an Xbox original when everyone was already on a 360. And then I got a 360 because my granddad, rest in peace, he basically gave my parents the money to buy the Xbox 360 when it was still kind of like relatively new, which was cool. And I'm pretty sure he could only afford it because he dodged tax from the government. So basically, if my granddad didn't dodge tax, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube. So based.
For always? Since when was a game supposed to come out and run badly and be like, man, I sure hope they release a new console so the game I bought for my console I already...
Yeah, no, he passed away ages ago when I was like 14 or 13 or something.
...already own can actually run. I mean, the optimization has gotten so bad that remakes run worse than their original game. Paper Mario in the Thousand Year Door on the GameCube runs at 60 frames
I mean, wasn't Paper Mario based on RPG Mario?
per second. And then on the Switch,
or Mario RPG,
with its big new remake,
I remember playing, there was one Mario game that I played religiously. I don't want to say what it is. I'm going to say what it is. It was... I think I've mentioned it before. It was Bowser's Inside Story. I played that on the DS a lot. It was another RPG game. That was actually really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Like, I finished the whole game. It was basically like RPG Mario, but like better. Because there were more like attacks, more features, and then you could actually play as Bowser as well. There was a feature where Bowser could like he could like mass inhale like enemies and stuff like that. And then Mario and Luigi for the majority of the game are stuck inside Bowser, like fighting off his like immune system and stuff like that. Really weird game, but I enjoyed that.
runs at 30. What
is that the one we get eaten by Bowser? Yep.
is going on? Why are people okay with this? I shouldn't have to buy...
Okay, that aside, it was a good game. It was genuinely a good RPG.
...a new console for an old game for it to run properly. That was expected for all of gaming history. Only now is this considered okay and reasonable.
Yeah, I played that when I was like 13 or something, I think.
Now, I would never do this. I'm only hearing from a friend, but don't you think it's insane that a video game that is made for a specific console runs on an emulator better than the console it was made for? But no, keep being a sheep. Eat all of the slop. Buy the old game for the...
I just like how the word slop has infected every single facet of the internet. It is everywhere now.
New console, because you have to fill that hole in your soul with something. You have to spend money to distract yourself from your worth.
I thought of Bowser's Inside Story being more of an Osmosis Jones thing. Yeah, I guess it was like inside his body, so it was like fighting off his immune system and stuff, you know. And he had like infections and stuff you had to fight as well. It was kind of cool. Also, Osmosis Jones is a really good film.
Life. Who needs any kind of self-respect when you have Bing Bing Wahoo? I mean, just come on, look at him. He's just a little guy. He's having fun. How could this be evil? And Bing Bing Wahoo Man, you could now buy for $70. Yeah, 2 Wii games, $40 a piece or $70 together. And it's the exact game with no improvements that will run worse than for free on your computer. The greed is absurd. The Super Mario All-Stars
So no improved frame rate or anything?
collection on the Wii was a budget game. And
I remember like, do you remember how everyone was like soy-facing over GoldenEye? It's like, oh, it's the best first-person shooter that Nintendo's ever put out, and Rare made it, and it's peak. And then Nintendo were like, okay, people like this game. What do? We release it with no fixes, still basically unplayable, and also you can never own it. You have to rent it through our store. And once you stop paying the money, we take it away from your account. I don't know if they've changed that, but that's so stupid. Like, no wonder people emulate Nintendo games so much.
people considered it a ripoff at the time. Now you pay more for less. But there was more in the Nintendo Direct. Not much more, but there was more. We finally got more...
Bowser's Inside Story was Vor with extra steps. Obligatory inflation joke, haha, fat furry fat.
Thank you, Frank, for the 10.
News of Metroid Prime 4, and it was the worst possible news. I didn't even know I was
They delayed Metroid Prime 4 like 20 times.
capable of being more disappointed, but here we are. In the Prime 4 trailer, which is probably the shortest of the entire Direct, they announced that Prime 4 is open world, or at the
It's over. It's actually over.
very least has an open world zone
Is this gameplay or is this like a fan trailer?
with a whole motor.
Is that's not real, right? That looks like trash, dude. That can't be real. I'm not even clip farming. That can't be real. No. I mean, they've got vehicle combat. That's cool. There was a game that Rage. There was a game called Rage that had vehicle combat that came out in 2011. They probably did it a lot better anyways. But like bigger does... Okay, this is me saying this. Bigger does not mean better, by the way. Like, not everything has to be open world. I would much prefer like a tighter linear experience compared to like just open world slop. Again, open world can be done well. Like, for example, if you have an open world populated with, like, events that can happen, stuff like that, you know, like random events. That's cool. But you don't have to have where it's just, like, huge open world, nothing happens, get to objective marker from A to B, and then you might jump into some enemies on the way, and that's it. I hate the fact when a game is first person, I'll just add like 4 points onto it. Breath of the Wild butterfly effect. Yep. Ugh. It's like so empty. It's so empty. There's nothing there. It's like Breath of the Wild actually had things in between your objective markers. That was the point. You got lost. I didn't enjoy that game. But like, I can see why people did. But that's just actual empty desert.
Cycle and everything. How could you possibly miss the point this badly? Do not understand Metroid at all.
Okay, a friend just sent me this. No, I can't show his Discord. Literally sent me a commission I'm not showing. Anyway. The price of third-party Nintendo game... Bruh, $120, and then the member's price, they shave like $6 off. The pro member price. Pre-owned, by the way. Pre-owned, by the way. Is that Australian dollars? That has to be Australian dollars, right? Like, oh my god. No, that has to be AUD. Just members price and they took $6 off, man. That's correct. That has to be AUD. I don't even care it's 3 games. That's like a 30-year-old game. That's like a near 20-year-old game. I mean, Sunshine came out on what? The GameCube. That's crazy.
All. Breath of the Wild, I think, legitimately killed Nintendo. Subscribe if you want to see a video on that specifically. Breath of the Wild was just too successful.
You don't get it? Le nostalgia.
And rather than think, wow, that game was unique and innovative, and it sold...
It's still $86 if it's AUD. Yep.
well because it's high quality. Instead, they heard...
It's just mental, man. It's just mental. Yeah, cheers for sending that link, by the way, man. Appreciate it.
Everything has to be an open world game now if you want it to sell. Now, if you don't remember, Metroid Prime 4 was announced...
It's like, you got Resident Evil 2. They made a remake of that. you're allowed to charge full price for that. Because you haven't just even remastered it. You've made the whole game from scratch on a brand new engine. Fair enough. But that's just like, same game. Probably the same frame rate. $100, please.
8 years ago and had its entire development restarted. God, I hope they didn't have a good game and they restarted because they had to make it open world. I thought the whole point of making Metroid Prime 4 was to satisfy the old Metroid Prime fans, to give them something that they were never going to get otherwise. But no, corporate says you have to appeal to a wider audience. And you know what a wider audience loves? Open worlds. So we have to ruin every game with a tacked on, pointless open world. Now, I'm not the biggest Metroid Prime fan. I like it. But
Who still goes to GameStop? Most people that I know, they just buy online. Genuinely. Like, you'll have a couple old heads that still do their, like, physical collecting of, like, steel cases and stuff. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, when I'd buy games, I'd always try and buy the special edition because I cared about the statues and stuff. Like, I had that Gears of War Lancer that I shown when I was back in the UK. And, like, oh, I remember getting Bioshock Infinite. There was a statue you got of the Songbird if you bought the special edition. I have this. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I've got that somewhere in my house. Because I bought the limited edition or whatever it was. But now most people buy their games online, so like physical stuff just doesn't really matter anymore.
I can't imagine Metroid Prime being your favorite.
Do a Bioshock video already? You know, Netflix are doing a Bioshock film. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They said, I'm pretty sure I saw a story from Dexerto saying that it's based on the first game only. Yeah, it's confirmed. They put out like an Instagram post basically saying it's the first game only. It's gonna suck, dude. It's actually gonna suck. Because the thing is, like, Bioshock was so politically heavy as well. Because what was it? Andrew Ryan was like Russian, like Jewish Russian immigrant that moved to America to escape communism. So he hated communism. So he did the complete opposite. He became a capitalist. And that's why in Rapture, everyone was allowed as long as you could pave your own way. Like, even though like racism was like prevalent then, you know, if you were like colored or whatever, who cares? You're allowed down in Rapture. And then obviously the opposite of that was, what was the city in Infinite called? Columbia? Was it Columbia? No, Andrew Ryan was pro-capitalist. Colombia, they were the complete opposite. It was just racism. There was racism everywhere. It was like prevalent in Colombia. But Andrew Ryan didn't care. He wanted like anyone to be able to, you know. Because I remember in the opening speech of Bioshock, he's like, I hate socialism. I hate government oversight. So here's this city where you can do whatever you want. And then obviously Comstock was the... I mean, I don't know what their beliefs were apart from just being racist. They weren't socialist. But yeah, anyway, there's like loads of heavy political themes and stuff. I don't feel Netflix will be able to tackle it.
When will you watch This House Has People in It? You mentioned you'd watch it on stream eventually 2 years ago.
Thank you, Tofu Delivery, for the 10. The Adult Swim thing, I could watch it at some point. Comstock was a cult leader. Ayn Rand. Yeah, I mean, Andrew Ryan was based off Ayn Rand when she wrote Atlas Shrugged. That's why Fontaine in the game, when he's trying to trick you into thinking he's Atlas, he's called Atlas. Oh, I just need to find me wife and children. I can't find them. Yeah, Bioshock was really good. And then Bioshock 2 was like better than the first game because they expanded on it. But at the time, it was really slept on because people just saw it as like a glorified DLC. But now people have obviously gone back and said the second game is better than the first. Would you kindly? Oh yeah, the code. Yeah, it's kind of funny how like that was such a pop culture reference. They've actually they've used that in Easter eggs in like so many games now as well. I just finished the first game, based. Well, no, the second game also expands on the lore of Rapture as well. Because in the second game, you had Sophia Lamb, and she was basically like trying to carry on Ryan's work, but it was like a twisted version of it. I find it really funny, like how in the first Bioshock, you basically never see a normal human in the entire game. Like, you can see some of the friendly NPCs, like Tenenbaum, the German Holocaust survivor woman, who, like, you know, designed the Little Sisters. But if you look at her model, she's just like a normal splicer. But they basically just, like, had her face hidden. And then in the second game, they actually gave people proper models and stuff like that.
Favorite game. You wait 8 years only to find out right before the game is supposed to release that it's been ruined by a boomer in a suit who has never played a video game before and does not understand the art form at all. And don't even say, oh, maybe it'll be fine, maybe it'll be great, it'll be the best open world ever, because it already ruined another game. The open world ruined the new Mario Kart. You cannot play that game.
Don't you play as a Big Daddy in the second game? Yeah.
The online mode has been destroyed by a pointless, tacked-on open world. An open world nobody even uses, by the way, because it's completely empty except for stupid challenges nobody cares about. No, now, if you just want to race on a track, you know, 3 laps around a circle, well-designed, made for racing, you can't do that anymore. Instead,
I just think what I said earlier is still pretty accurate. It's like Nintendo are the king of casual gaming. You know, like I would never play Mario Kart or like Mario Party in my life. But then like, if I'm around a mate's house and it's like, what do you want to do? Oh, I've got a Switch. Let's play Mario Kart. It's like, sorted. Easy.
You're forced.
But I do think Nintendo do take advantage of that casual gaming market a lot by charging way too much money for their games. They charge AAA gaming price for basically 60% the same previous installation, and then just they add some new stuff in.
Forced to race on a straight line with nothing interesting, nothing cool, no obstacles, just a straight line. You're driving through traffic, and you have to. They make you.
Is that a shy guy driving that car?
Because people found an exploit so that they only had to race on the tracks. You know, the fun part of the game, and Nintendo patched it out. You want to talk about someone hating their customers? They found out the consumer was having fun in a way they did not intend. Well, we can't have that. The open world, the wider audience, you have to love the open world. But you want to race on the tracks? Well, too bad. We're patching it out. Now in the online mode, the main way to play the game, to just race, you are forced to play on these pointless straight line tracks, and you get no option, none. You will eat the slop whether you like it or not. Honestly, I'm just waiting. Maybe a month, 2 months from now, they're gonna sell a DLC that lets you play online on the tracks. I know
Happiest Nintendo fan.
exactly how they're gonna sell it too. They're gonna be like, here's the DLC with 10 new tracks, and when you play online, you can select a mode where if you own the DLC, you only race on the DLC tracks. And of course, the DLC won't include any of those straight line intermission tracks, and people will buy it anyway, no matter how blatantly anti-consumer it is. You know, a lot of people blame Nintendo's transformation into EA on Doug Bowser, because Doug Bowser is the president of Nintendo of America, and he was an EA executive for 8 years. So
Do you reckon he changed his surname just to get the job?
makes sense. But I think Nintendo's downfall has been going on a lot longer than that. It all began with the death of Iwata. As soon as Iwata, a person who worked on games, programmed games, played games, loved games, died and was replaced by a soulless automaton in a business suit, Nintendo began focusing entirely on profit at the expense of everyone else. Which plenty of people will say, well, it's a business. That's what businesses are supposed to do. But most businesses care about their image. Their image is important. People won't buy things from you if they want you to die. Well, Nintendo doesn't have to care about that because Nintendo is Disney, and no matter what they do, no matter how blatantly evil it is, Nintendo fans will still defend them because they have nothing else. We live in bad times. There are a lot of people who genuinely have nothing, who have no soul, who have no love, who have no family, and so they attach to their own childhood as the only
I get his frustration, I really do, but it's like I feel that the argument is slowly switching over to more doomer now. It's like, you know, you got no family, Bruce Wayne, parents got murdered, now you're a Nintendo shill. Yeah, it's getting a bit personal, I think. I'm gonna piss again.
You got no soul, you got no family.
Ugh. Anyways.
thing they have left. And those people would rather die than see Nintendo as the evil thing that it is. It also doesn't help that the developers just aren't the same people anymore. The people who made the games you love either don't exist, some of which are unfortunately dead, or are so old.
Dude, the Wii U.
Love either don't exist, some of which are.
I never had the Wii U, but there's this game I wanted to do a main channel video on at one point called Zombie. It was called Zombie U on the there it is. It was called Zombie U when it came out on the Wii U. You know, the entire gimmick is like you look at the pad, the gamepad when you're searching bags and stuff like that, like looting, and then they just released it on the PC. So actually, like it's pretty competent, I'll be honest. It's not like a great game or anything, but I thought the mechanic was really interesting. I don't know if anyone's actually heard of that game before.
Unfortunately dead, or so old that their brain is basically goo. Miyamoto, I love him, great guy. He has no idea where he is.
Yeah, Ubisoft made it, I'm pretty sure.
Look into his eyes and see that nobody is home. If there was, he would have executed someone by now over the Mario movie. The Mario movie, which was the biggest announcement of the Nintendo Direct. You know, Nintendo, a video game company, who spent more time talking about a movie than an actual new Mario game, or at least given more time to Metroid Prime 4, or something else that gamers care about, not another soulless cash grab made by someone who does not care about video games at all. I mean, you knew it was over when they
touches his mouth with his pee-covered hands. I wash my hands.
Picked Illumination to make the Mario movie. A company incapable of making anything with any soul at all. Just slop for that wider audience.
He said slop 3 times in this video.
We're always talking about. Could you just imagine if the Spider-Verse animators made the Mario movie? Or even the Puss in Boots people? But no, we get Illumination and Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen. Because you know, Seth Rogen, he's only in the best stuff. No, Miyamoto's brain.
I mean, to be fair, Seth Rogen did the studio. You guys have seen that. That was actually pretty good. Been watching it recently. What's the... Surely an 8 or over, right? Oh, a 7. Yeah, an 8.1. 40k views? Damn, no one saw that. Actually just locked behind Apple TV. Yeah, if anyone's seen the studio, it's really good. It's really obvious that I think Seth actually, I'm not sure if he wrote and directed it, but it's pretty obvious that they took huge inspiration from Birdman. If you've seen Birdman with Michael Keaton, that's honestly, that has to be like top 10 films of all time. Birdman. Not for the actual substance, but for the style of it.
This guy feels super cynical and complains about every little detail and calls people worthless for just wanting to enjoy games. And is also using someone's death to push a point. Super cringe.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just sounds like he's very emotional. Honestly. But yeah, Birdman's a very good film. I think it's like 7.7 on IMDb. But it's not the actual film that's good. It's more the way it's shot. They do a lot of continuous takes. There aren't really continuous takes. They stitch them together, but they do it in a very convincing way. So it looks like it's a 5-minute take straight. Harvey Birdman. Never watched it. Yeah, it's a good film. It's funny because you look at it like this and you immediately think it's like cape shit, like it's a superhero film. And it kind of is, but not really. It's basically about a guy who's like... It's basically a play on Batman, because Michael Keaton used to play Batman, right? Like old Batman. And he played an actor... He played a character called Birdman. And he's not famous anymore. He's not like in Hollywood and stuff. He does like stage plays and stuff, like more kind of low key. And he hates that he's kind of fallen off. So he kind of fantasizes about being like a superhero and stuff. And you kind of can't tell what's reality and what isn't. So yeah. Yeah, good film. But if you watch the studio on Apple TV, it's really obvious that Seth Rogen just like watched it when he was high and he just like copied it. It's like the exact same music with the drums and the snares and stuff and the continuous takes.
It has to be goo, because there's no way you could stand there and watch something you love be routinely humiliated. Mario just is Mickey Mouse now. He has no attachment to anything real. He's not a real character anymore, just a symbol for a corporate entity. I mean, they even have a Disney World now, Nintendo Land.
I mean, that was going to happen. It's like a multi-billion-dollar industry. That was just inevitable.
Couldn't be...
That's what every big company wants.
More obvious. I think the only person with any soul or brains left...
Like I've said this before, it's like that League of Legends show that came out on Netflix. Shit, I forgot its name now. Chat, what was its name? It had 2 seasons. I forget the name of it. How have I forgot its name? Arcane. Yeah, thanks. So Arcane, like, they sold it to Netflix at a loss. They lost money making that show, Riot, but they don't care because they want to be recognized. They want to make like the next kind of Mickey Mouse with all those kind of mascots and stuff.
Left at Nintendo is Sakurai.
Like, they'd have their own theme park if they could.
Right. And it's just because...
But League players don't leave the house, so they can't really do that.
He doesn't care anymore. He's like, okay, I'll make all the Smash games you want, but now you're letting me make my game. And I'm making Kirby Air Ride, because that's cool. I don't care how many copies it sold. And you're giving me 2 directs. They're going to be way longer than everything else. And I'm going to talk about every little aspect.
Yeah, I didn't even bother watching the new Nintendo Direct. Apparently, it was very mid.
My game. Incredibly based. I don't even like Kirby Air Ride that much. Honestly, my brother would just bully me in it all the time. But Kirby Air Riders is still the game I'm most excited for from Nintendo because I know for a fact it has a soul. That Sakurai genuinely cares about this game and is only making it because he wants to. And you just know the corporate Nintendo guys are just seething over this. They're like, he only gets to do this because he has to make another Smash game. And I can't wait for that to be open world too. So what do we do about this? Well, I don't know. I would say don't buy the games, but we all know boycotts have never worked and never will. Although, if I think Nintendo stays in this direction, the games will keep getting worse and people will just naturally stop buying them. Not because of any boycott.
He said soul? I mean, dude, he said slop 3 times. And then he said seething.
boycott or any sort of evil, but just people tend to buy things that they want, and people aren't gonna want things that just
Is that Hyrule Warriors? Have you got like a Dyson fan?
suck this much, that are this expensive and this lame. I think the lockdowns gave Nintendo a stimulus, that the Switch sold more consoles and more games than it should have. Well, they're not gonna get that lucky break again, and most of the normies that bought the Switch won
Just every we need like a bingo sheet of like every buzzword that's been said.
don't care about a Switch 2. They're like, I already own a Switch, why would I need another one? So all we can hope for is that Nintendo will hit another economic dark age, which has happened many times, and they'll have to innovate to then escape that hole. If you care about the whole patent thing, you could also always do the classic of letting your senator know, or whatever political figure is important to you, and tell them that this is a topic you care about and that this shouldn't be legal, that it's absurd to patent a video game mechanic. This isn't an invention, but I already know most of you aren't going to do that, which is fine.
Yeah, let me go to Congress to complain about a Japanese company.
I'm not doing it either. I'm just as lazy as you guys. But we always have the third option, which is just whine on the internet and hope it gets better, which isn't as point.
What is that character, bro?
But we always have the
This is why I'll never get anime. They will have the same character and they just change one thing. That is literally Alucard. That is the exact same character. You just made the eyes purple. That is Alucard, right? That's not a new character. That is Alucard. Right? Am I silly? That is him, right? This is like a Castlevania collab.
have the third option, which is just whine on the internet and hope it gets better, which isn't as pointless as it sounds, because if you make it socially
Wait, no, the eyes are purple. It's a different character, guys.
unacceptable to buy Nintendo games and just make Nintendo fans sound like losers, people won't want to be associated with Nintendo anymore, especially with how widespread the internet is now. That a parent will be like, hey, do you want the new Switch? And then the kid will be like, no, I heard that.
Oh, it is Alucard. Okay, yeah. If it is, yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say, I was like, what?
Sucks, I don't like Nintendo. Or the other way around. The kid will be like, hey, can I get a Switch? And the parent's like, no, I hear they're really bad. But maybe I'm just coping, pretending like what I'm doing has any effect.
He said cope. That is every buzzword included.
Effect at all, when it probably doesn't. Oh well. Anyway, subscribe for more whining. Bye.
Subscribe for more whining. That's funny. Yeah, I like that video. Might check out Atozy in a bit, actually. See what he's been up to. What else we got? What else we got? How Glitch is confronting the dark side of Disney. This could be a good one.
Glitch Productions, the studio behind shows like The Amazing Digital Circus and Murder Drones, has just released the trailer for their upcoming show, The Knights of Guinevere. It's created by Dana Terrace, and with the pilot having a release date of September 19th, it's also right around the corner. While watching the trailer, however, something stood out to me. The show is clearly inspired by Disney, and not in the good way. It's not exactly a secret that Disney has seen better days as of late.
Yeah, how did First Steps do? Let's have a look. It did good, but not like Disney good. 100. What was their budget? I mean, the worst thing is they doubled their budget, but that's not like good. I mean, half a billion though. I think that's pretty good.
of movies underperforming left and right, and new controversies springing up like weeds. On the creation level, I would argue that much of these missteps are the results of poor decision making and overreach from the company executive.
Oh yeah, I've seen so many people shit on like Pixar animation now. Just saying they use the, what do they say now? The bean mouth or something like that?
Whether that's inserting things, removing things, or anything in between, it's clear many creatives are not happy about the way the company has treated its projects. And, undeniably, one of the biggest mistakes Disney has made in this department in the last 5 years was its treatment of the
Steven Universe, the CalArt style. Everyone says CalArt style, but that doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. That was like an old Tumblr rent from like 2015 or something, and it's just stuck.
The Owl House. Whether or not you were a fan of the show, you have to admit its cancellation was a mistake for Disney. The Owl House was originally pitched in 2016 to 3 different
Oh yeah, I've seen people say Grubhub style as well.
networks. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and of course, the Disney Channel, where it eventually ended up residing. Disney was chosen specifically because, according to Dana Terrace herself, it seemed more open to queer themes and characters. Additionally, at the time, both Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network mainly wanted to pick up episodic 11-minute comedy shows, and that wasn't the direction Terrace wanted to go in with her show. On top of all of that, it's not really a surprise she went with Disney, considering she...
I don't think I've watched like any kids animated show recently. The most recent show that I've watched is probably Batman the Animated Series, because it dropped on Netflix. Because I've watched like bits here and there, and they included most of the episodes when it dropped on Netflix. And that show's really good. Because they had some rules where it's like, you can't kill anyone because it's a kid's show. So they'd have things like, for example, the Joker would release like laughing gas that would give people like a pale expression, yellow eyes, and this huge like grimacing smile. But because they weren't technically dead, it was allowed. It's a really, yeah, they did a really good job with that show.
You'd worked on prior Disney Channel shows
Batman Beyond. Yeah, that's good as well.
before, like...
They did a film, I think, of that. What was it? Batman Beyond Return of the Joker? That was cinema. Yeah, there it is. Watch this on VHS, Jesus. Yeah, that film is, like, really fucking good.
Gravity Falls and DuckTales 2017. She already understood much of how the studio worked, and she already knew people there who could work on her show.
Yeah, they had, like, animation changes in Batman the Animated Series. They made the Joker worse, but they made some people like the Scarecrow better. Let's have a look at the... see the Joker. Yeah, so that was the Joker originally. And that was him in like the later seasons. And he looked worse. They gave him like black eyes and stuff like that. He just looked just not as good, I think. He looked better in the original ones. But then they improved characters like Scarecrow. Scarecrow looked a lot better when they changed him. Yeah. Yeah, that was a huge... Oh, yeah, that was like the first season. Just a guy in a hood. Just looked terrible. But then, obviously, in the later seasons, they changed him to that, and it was just such an improvement. I think I read somewhere that, like, when they drew it on paper... What do they call it for animators? Like cells or something? Because they didn't use computer programs back then. It was like they drew it on black, so everything just looked so much darker, like on purpose, even when it was like during the day in the show.
Terrace would later retroactively say that if she had made the Owl House with a different studio, she probably would have had a different team, a tighter budget, and shorter episode lengths. All of this is to say, Disney seemed like the perfect choice, but as I'm sure you've gathered, or as I'm sure you know, that all went downhill. The studio initially ordered 2 seasons of the Owl House, each one consisting of around 20 episodes, and during the rollout of season 1, it seemed to be doing well. It was getting decent numbers, and the crew knew that they were going to get picked up for a 3rd season. However, on May 17th of 2021, about a month before the release of season 2, Dana Terrace announced some very tragic news on her Twitter page. In response to someone congratulating her on season 3, she said, "This is a shortened order from our expected 10 to 20 episode pickup. It was unexpected, and focusing on this situation was the main reason I left Twitter a while back." Someone then followed that up by asking if that meant season 3 would be the final season, and Dana Terrace confirmed it. Basically what happened was that despite the show doing well and building towards a 3rd season that Disney seemingly wanted to do, Disney decided to can it, giving the show only 3 more episodes to finish up its whole story while citing that the show no longer fit their brand. Many Owl House fans initially interpreted this to mean that Disney was cutting the show because of its queer representation, but Dana Terrace herself...
I just find it crazy how like Disney completely dropped doing animated films entirely for CG, and then the live action remakes and stuff that are just slop. Like, what was the last Disney animated film? I think it was Princess and the Frog, right?
Later confirmed this to be false. In my personal opinion, it seems much more likely that the show was cancelled because of panic.
What are you drinking? It's a Schweppes Blood Orange and Mango mineral water.
Executive decisions during the pandemic. Anyways, while season 2 was rolling out, Dana Terrace said this about the cancellation. "The meeting was extremely frustrating because we were doing well, we were getting decent numbers. It didn't make sense, especially during a time where the studio should have been supporting crews and artists and their production staff, and we were getting none of that, on top of the show getting cancelled. It was just so much, and it took a while to recover from that creatively. It was only after cancelling the show that those executives realized that they had made a mistake." Dana Terrace would go on to say, "At first the executives would see the show trending every day on Twitter and be like, oh, anyone can trend on Twitter, that doesn't actually mean anything. But seeing the views on YouTube and seeing the people who came to New York Comic Con gave them a much better idea of, oh no, the show is actually successful." Unfortunately though, by the time those executives realized this, the show was already cancelled. Dana Terrace was obviously frustrated with this. She did everything right. She made a show for them which was successful, and then they canceled it, only for them to later realize that they judged it too quickly. They had made a mistake. The thing is, this mistake messes up people's jobs, their livelihoods, their art, and their passions. How could Disney make a mistake like this? They literally had all the viewership numbers and stats right in front of them. This is executive incompetence. And since then, Dana Terrace has stated multiple times that she would not make a season 4 of The Owl House if given the chance. Now, this is the part of the story where Glitch comes in. On January 17th of 2025, a new independently animated...
I do feel bad for so many of these animators that like they have a passion project that they've probably had since they were like a teenager or something, and it's like, okay, finally I've trained myself to draw and get a team. Disney gave me the budget, I can visualize it, and then it's like we're gonna cancel it. We won't really say why.
Animated show is announced. It's called The Knights of Guinevere, and one of its creators is none other than Dana Terrace. The studio behind it is Glitch Productions, possibly the largest and most popular indie studio in the whole world, at the very least it's top 2. And they're known for basically letting their showrunners make whatever the heck...
Yeah, I haven't watched much from Glitch, I'll be honest. I've seen some Digital Circus that does like insane numbers on YouTube.
They wanted.
But what's the other show they've got? Murder Bots or Murder Drones?
As long as it wouldn't get banned off YouTube.
I just keep seeing like characters from that show in VR chat videos for some reason.
Meaning it has a lot more creative freedom than Disney ever did. Outside of her Owl House artwork, Dana Terrace had always been known for drawing some pretty disturbing things, particularly body horror. You could see that inspiration in the Owl House, but obviously because of the show's demographics, she could never go that crazy with it. But now, in this teaser for Glitch's Knights of Guinevere, you can see that horror in full display. At Disney, Terrace had been restricted, both in the episodes, as I've just recounted, but also in it being a family.
Big Mouth is peak. How many seasons are there? 8! 8 seasons of Big Mouth. You don't need that many. I actually have not watched a single episode of Big Mouth. I mean, there has to be a reason they keep making it. There has to be an audience that is watching that show.
Show. Now, she's basically free and can do what she pleases, and most importantly, there's no executive meddling. This isn't all about Dana Terrace, however, as I'm sure you noticed there's 2 other names on the Knights of...
Can you do a React Andy stream to season 1 of Big Mouth? No, for two reasons. One, I don't want to, and two, Netflix would take the stream down.
Guinevere creators credit, those being John Bailey Owens and Zach Marcus. The first wrote on Future Worm, and the second wrote on Star vs. the Forces of Evil, but most importantly, they both also wrote on The Owl House. So they all have that bad work experience. Yesterday, we finally got the trailer for The Knights of Guinevere, and it could not be more obvious that it was made by a bunch of artists who were screwed over by Disney. The trailer opens up to a view of a theme park with a large statue of a princess overlooking many castles. It's clear that this park is themed around the princess, but as the narration suggests, this was a long time ago. A little girl is seen walking towards a bed in a large room surrounded.
It's the silent majority, like Yellowstone's viewers. I've heard nothing but good things about Yellowstone, but I don't know anyone that actually watches it.
By gifts. From the following scenes, it's safe to assume that none other than the mascot of the park, the princess herself, is the one laying in the bed. Another shot of the bed shows it surrounded with medical supplies, and the narration describes the—
One thing I always see about these animated shows is like background artists are not appreciated enough. But the amount of time that is put into that stuff is crazy. And you might only see it for like a couple of seconds.
Princess being trapped by machines running on blood and fear. Then suddenly the old film burns away and we presumably cut to the modern day. The park is run down and covered in trash and graffiti. We get a shot of the little girl pulling on a vital of this living princess machine as an older man stands above her. We get another shot of this older man later on. It seems to be a video of him from long ago. He addresses the camera and tells the audience to meet the different versions of the princess.
Does that guy just look like Andrew Ryan?
If you zoom in, one of these versions is a live-action version that nobody asked for. Another one is a doll. But then all of the scenes cut away and we're left with a series of much more violent ones as the show's logo grows towards the audience. While watching this, it's impossible not to compare it to Disney. The parks with the castles and princesses long past their glory days. Scenes of this man who you could argue does bear some resemblance to Walt Disney. And then of course this jab at live-action remakes, a very clear—
Do you remember the rumor about like Walt Disney having his head frozen so they could revive him later?
Reference to Disney's most recent obsession. Glitch also put out a very brief summary alongside the trailer saying, Knights of Guinevere is a psychological thriller that welcomes you to a planet-wide theme park in the clouds, and the shadows below where a broken princess android is two dreamers' tickets to better lives, or the end of them. This reads exactly like a corporate monopolistic dystopia to me. I mean, a world that looks like this that was also a planet-wide theme park? Just look at the residents present day. Clearly whatever company this is didn't care enough for the common man. Or at the very least, the company abandoned them when things got tough. Maybe that was when the I'm sorry, I'm—
Literally Judas. You in about Judas from the Bible or in about Judas the new BioShock game? Actually, what happened with that? Yeah, this is like the new BioShock game from like Ken Levine that did BioShock. What happened with that? Just no announcement at all. God, I really hope that game's good though. Yeah, there was a trailer for it like, what, like 2 years ago or something? Judas is too similar to BioShock for me to care. What do you mean? Like, the last BioShock we got was Infinite, and that was like well over 10 years ago. What?
I mean, when the animatronic princess died? I'm drifting a tad into theory territory here, but I think you can see the parallels I'm drawing to the Owl House's team's own experiences at Disney. And regardless of what we think of that last point, I think we can all agree that this is clearly inspired by Disney, and not in the good way. It was around 10 years ago now that Dana Terrace first started working on what we know today as the Owl House. What many people don't know, however, is that the show didn't exactly come from the purest of intentions. She had shown a very early version of the story to a writing partner who called it boring and said that nobody would watch it. And it was out of spite that Terrace created the 15-page pitch bible that would be used in pitching the show to studios. So I'm just saying, if Dana Terrace was able to create an entire successful TV show out of spite because someone called the idea boring, just imagine what she's going to do to Disney.
The anti-woke cartoon. Oh my god, I remember that. The new norm. How everyone was ribbing on that on Twitter. Jesus. What else we got? How MatPat became TF2's most hated YouTuber for a few days. God, you do not want to go against the TF2 community. They are rabid.
Dedicated team for...
Dude, I remember that video where he was talking about like the Pyro's gender. Jeez, that's got to be like a 10-year-old video at this point.
Which is 2 videos, 2 of which being very controversial. And one of those, MatPat very recently called the video he regretted making the most. On May 11th, 2013, the first of these videos is uploaded, set to answer the question of whether Pyro was male or female. Since the game's inception, Pyro's gender...
I mean, sorry to break it to everyone, but the guy that voices the spy is the same guy that voices the Pyro, I think. So, yeah.
Has been one of its leading mysteries, with floral handbags and hidden Venus...
VR chat DIDs to use avatars from this show and say it was them from a past life. Also, will you be playing the new Dying Light Mr. Beast?
Wait, what was that dono? Dying Light the Beast? Yeah, it comes out in like 2 days. Oh. Yummers.
Symbols and Meet the Pyro, pointing to them being a female, while being voice acted by a man, and being a man in concept art generally pointed to them being a male. And it doesn't help that decades of...
Oh, I remember MatPat's game theory video on this, and it was like, the cope was in the locker room at spawn, there was like a purse. That's right. Like a pink purse with a flower on it.
Documentation and official material uses both male and female pronouns interchangeably. MatPat sought to rectify this by using science and biometric data. One data point he looked at was the ratio of shoulder width to overall height, which according to MatPat, Pyro's ratio matched that of an average male exactly. Now, the numbers MatPat cited as averages seem to differ from what I can find. A 1960 survey of over 3,000 men done by the CDC put the average at just under 16 inches, and a 2009 study of 100 men in Sweden also posted similar findings. But even readjusting the numbers, the ratios still match up close enough to that of an average male, with a shoulder width of 90 pixels and a height of 400 pixels, giving us a ratio of 0.225. But the focus of the video and what people found most controversial was his use of finger lengths, citing the digit ratio theory, the idea that greater prenatal exposure to testosterone produces a greater height difference between your index and ring finger. Well, looks like I'm a woman. MatPat made the claim that the Pyro's lower 2D to 4D ratio is indicative of that of a heterosexual female or a homosexual male.
The Pyro is queer!
While some studies have found that homosexual males tend to have lower ratios than heterosexuals, other studies, as well as popular figures in the scientific community like Andrew Huberman, have said the opposite. And this is the issue with MatPat's use of the digit ratio theory. It's just too contentious of an idea to draw a conclusion out of it. And even if the data was 100%...
I mean, let's be real, the majority of like MatPat game theory videos were just reaching for views. Like, we've all done it. Like, every YouTuber's done that. Definitely. You know, it's like when I've done a video saying the best game you've never played, it isn't the best game you've never played. It's just like it's a title to get attention and stuff.
...% conclusive that gay male...
So, you know, it's obvious that, like, MatPat or his researchers would have seen that, like, the Pyro, people bring up, okay, it's the only character where you can't see their face. What's the gender?
...males do have lower ratios.
So they'd build an entire video based on that.
There is just one problem. The Pyro has gloves on. Many pairs of gloves out there have matching index and ring finger lengths. Even other TF2 gloves have them matching. MatPat concluded...
You're going to play No, I'm Not Human today? I got 3 of the endings, honestly. If I want to get the other endings, I have to just get really lucky with RNG, so probably not.
That those two measurements, along with Pyro's clear-cut case of schizophrenia, make him likely to be a gay male. Many studies, like...
Wait, because he's schizo, he's gay? What?
This 2011 University of Manitoba one do find that gay males show about twice the rate of schizophrenia. But fast forward 7 years to February of 2021, and this video sparked a small Twitter controversy, with a user making a thread of quote, shitty things that MapHead has done, going on to talk about how he...
You hear that, guys? If you're gay, you're insane.
...used insensitive language when describing the ambiguity...
Pyro viewers? Yeah, true.
...of Pyro's gender, as well as taking issue with MatPat's claim that gay males show increased rates of schizophrenia, but making no effort to cite evidence that would prove otherwise. But this drama was nothing compared to MatPat's other TF2 video. On August 18th, 2016, MatPat uploaded his take on the wildly popular TF2 vs Overwatch debate. To date, it is his most disliked video he has ever uploaded.
I'm surprised it's not one of his Undertale videos.
The most common criticism is best summed up by Muselk's comment. I am now 100% convinced that neither...
Oh god, Muselk, that's like old head.
...these guys have played TF2.
I remember that guy used to always do TF2 and then Overwatch before he moved over to Fortnite.
For more than 5 minutes. Even 12-year-old me didn't seem to like it very much, but one thing 12-year-old me would love is if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And now that you're subscribed, let's see what made their argument so bad. Todd opens up by stating that TF2 is better because it is free. And then 5 seconds...
I remember when TF2 stopped being a paid game and it became free, and the amount of videos that were made, like if you were bad at the game, it's because you were poor.
...later says that on top of being free, it doesn't have microtransactions, unlike Overwatch. Well, he later course-corrected and stated TF2 microtransactions weren't all loot boxes.
Is MatPat still doing the political angle? Did he ever do that?
This ignores the fact that TF2 still technically charges money for unlockable weapons, while all Overwatch microtransactions were purely cosmetic at the time. Okay, next up.
Oh! MatPat's pretty zesty. He might have been projecting. I wouldn't say he's zesty. He's just kind of like theater kid, same as the guy that did the Coney 2012 video.
Wow! Updates? Oh, wait a minute. Team Fortress 2 updates multiple times a year with free content on top of the game.
MatPat then later commented on how Overwatch is better because it didn't have accessory accolades like dominations and kill death ratios, arguing that more support-oriented characters never get the same high of racking up a bunch of points or dominations. But if you have played in any lobby against an original gunboat soldier main...
Notice the soldier getting one-hit kills every rocket, by the way.
And with his girlfriend glued to him, you know this...
Look at the kill feed, man. Look at the kill feed. Remove that class from the game.
Just isn't true. MatPat cited Jeff Kaplan's dismay towards these kinds of in-game performance metrics, worried that they might detract from team play. The problem with using this to argue that Overwatch is better is that the games are just too different. TF2 is a more casually oriented 12v12 game where weak team play isn't an issue, while Overwatch was a 6v6 game designed with competitive and...
It's not rent-free, the soldier's balanced, I laugh. I actually laugh at that comment, I laugh.
...mind, making team...
A rocket launcher that can fire 4 times before it needs to be reloaded.
...play of utmost importance. This point also ignored the fact that Overwatch used to have the medal system, which caused the exact same kind of toxicity as scoreboards do. Todd would then bring up community servers, talking about how you could find your desired server, stick around until you've had your fill of the map being played, and then just hop off and find another. Nearly 2
I know he got crits, I know.
months after the Meet Your Match update was released and ruined this entire...
Thank you, Scully, for the 10. Did you make a video or stream on Dark Messiah? No, but I played that. I played the demo of that when I was a kid. Dark Messiah, Might and Magic, right?
Flow. Both of them within...
It's actually a pretty fun game. I might stream that at some point.
...that argue for quantity over quality, while saying that they value quality. Todd brought up TF2 having over 100 playable maps at the time, like it was a good thing. I really wish we had less these days. While MatPat brought up how Overwatch launched with over twice the playable characters as TF2, while conveniently ignoring loadout customization. Diversity was also briefly brought up, with the TF2 cast mostly being white men being portrayed as a disadvantage, but the game is set and was strictly designed to adhere to the themes of 1960s America. That's just the way it is. Though the community's biggest gripe is what was said about rocket jumping. MatPat said that Overwatch characters have more intuitive mobility, with things like wall climbing, teleportation, and grappling hooks, subsequently saying, quote, "There is no need for convoluted rocket jumping in Overwatch," but then 5 minutes later, contradicts
How is rocket jumping convoluted? You just look down, press mouse 1 in space.
himself and says that Overwatch having a higher skill ceiling gives it an advantage over TF2. A couple other blatant but minor errors include Todd saying that Scout can equip the quote Dovahkiin helmet, saying TF2 has Team Deathmatch, and MatPat citing a 3% drop in TF2's player base as evidence that Overwatch siphoned players from.
You're drinking more or less tea now that you left Britain. I bought a bunch of tea, but like actual tea with milk? Not really. I just drink coffee and like chamomile tea.
TF2. Outside of YouTube, numerous posts were made on both the TF2 and Overwatch subreddits heavily criticizing the videos. It even got to the point where r/TF2 banned any discussion about it. Even to this day, a lot of the TF2 community holds some degree of disdain towards MatPat, as shown in the replies of this 2022 post.
Yeah, I feel the TF2 community, like if you wrong them, they will actually never forget that.
Suggesting that MatPat should make another TF2 video to hopefully give the game a jab of life. Overall, this video was just one poorly researched disaster. It was clear that neither MatPat nor Todd knew anything about TF2. It was almost like they didn't even write the video.
Which theory do you regret the most?
Most of them are good. Even the bad ones, quote-unquote bad ones, were valuable learning tools. So, like, very early on, there was a persona theory, and there was a persona theory, and then there was, like, an episode of this show, Deadlock, that we did, which was not a proper game theory. And we did one, TF2 versus Overwatch. Those were two that I basically entirely outsourced to some of the writers that we worked with, or some of the third-party freelance writers, where I'm like, hey, I know a little bit about Overwatch and TF2, but I don't know a whole lot about, you know, those franchises.
Yeah, that's really dangerous. That's really dangerous. I get it was early days for him, but still. It's like, even if I hire people to help me write a main channel video, because some of them go upwards of like, you know, 300 pages, I will still learn the game and verse myself in it to actually understand what's being talked about, you know. Like, okay, here's a good example. I had someone write a segment of me, of Fear and Hunger for me, because I didn't have time. And then I read over their script, and I actually saw that they missed out a lot of things that I knew about. And I was like, oh, this thing in Mahabre, or whatever it's called, the city in Fear and Hunger. I was like, you missed this detail. You missed this interaction. You missed this choice that happened in the game. So, like, hiring writers, that's not an issue at all. I don't see an issue with that at all. Especially if you've been doing YouTube for a very long time. But I feel like you should still know enough to then be able to be like, okay, this is good, or like, you know, because you need to know what you're talking about.
To the level that I would want to for these episodes.
Thank you, Trash, for joining.
And people assured me up, down, left, right, and sideways that they're like, oh, we got it. And I'm like, okay, because at the end of the day, like, I'm the one on the...
How many hours did you end up having in Darkwood? I can check. It's got to be like 50, right? Oh, 91 hours, yeah. So even if I hire like a writer to help me, I'll still sweat the game obsessively. Because it has to be something that I care about. Or just, you know, zero.
Line. It reflects on you. It reflects, like, I'm the voice, and those were both super poorly received by the audience. Just completely flat out, and lived on for many, many years to haunt me, right?
Given that this podcast was only released 3 months ago, a lot of people, including myself, had no idea of the true story behind the video. So to any aspiring content creators out there...
How many hours in Fear and Hunger? Probably nowhere near as much, I'll be honest. $38 hours. Yeah, because I think I got like most of the core endings, but I didn't do a run with every single individual character because it just took too much time to get every interaction and every... Because the plan we have at the minute with Fear and Hunger is we've got a set that's being built right now in Melbourne, and I'm going to dress up as all 4 of the characters, like the Mercenary, the Knight, the Outlander, Enki, forget his actual name, the Necromancer. But yeah, but obviously that includes doing a, like, you could play as like Enki, for example, this guy, and there might be no difference apart from like maybe a little bit of dialogue, like 4 hours in. And it's like, that wasn't time efficient for me to be able to do that. So
there, I would say just to take this as a lesson to try it yourself. Editing, thumbnails, and script.
The S endings? No, we're including those.
Writing may be intimidating.
We're including everything. It's why the video's taking like a fucking year.
At first, but it's always worth it to do it.
Thank you, Holy, for the 22 months.
Do it yourself and learn the skills. And if you want to take some inspiration, subscribe and check out my other videos.
Dude, Griffith? I mean, that's basically Lagarde. Ellen DeGeneres sued after fleeing the country. What?
Ellen DeGeneres is now being sued for negligence.
Okay, I want to see this one.
After she allegedly ran a stop sign and T-boned a woman's Tesla. So even after moving across the world, it seems like Ellen, for some reason, is having a hard time avoiding American headlines. Except for this time, she isn't being called out for being a shitty boss. She's being called out for T-boning an innocent woman in her Tesla. Because I guess who needs stop signs when you can just plow into another vehicle? Not very generous if you ask me. But hey, this is very unfortunate for Ellen, as the last few years, she's been under scrutiny for a numerous amount of controversies. The main one being that she creates a toxic work culture and that she doesn't...
It's me. My hair's way longer than Atozi's.
Doesn't really live up to the whole be kind.
I didn't even know Atozi was like Norwegian until I met him. I was like, your accent is so American, but I feel like a lot of people that learn like English when they're growing up, they kind of just default to like either like a British accent or like an American one.
Mantra that she preached on for decades on TV.
Here's the thing. I'm friends with George Bush. In fact, I'm friends with a lot of people who don't share the same beliefs that I have. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean only the people that think the same way that you do. I
remember a trans makeup YouTube channel talking about being on the Ellen show. I forget her name now. Is it Nikki Tutorials maybe? She's like Dutch or something. And even she was saying like, when I was on the show before I went on, I was treated like just complete and utter trash the entire time. Like I just wasn't treated like a human.
mean be kind to everyone.
But before all of that, Ellen...
You know, it's like you'd want to warm up your guest before they go on, right?
Ellen was mostly a beloved comedian, talk show host, and maybe more notably, the voice actor of Dory in Finding Nemo.
Want a piece of me? Yeah. Ooh, I'm scared now. What? Wait a minute. Stop following me, okay?
But a lot has changed since the infamous Oscar selfie has been taken, back when Ellen was actually in the good graces of the general public. But I mean, in the years since, Ellen has had such a fall from grace so monumental it should be studied. It's a good lesson in showing up for people. Like maybe if Ellen showed up to, what's her name, Dakota James's birthday party, she would have still been on TV doing what she loves doing, hosting her show and conducting hidden camera.
I hate the fact that, like, because I'm a YouTuber, I can tell that he's got an auto prompt. Like one of those Elgato auto prompts where like a script is like shown. I had a streamer friend in Sweden that showed me that one of those things exists, like for YouTubers, where the script appears, but like on the actual camera, so it looks like you're not breaking eye contact. Like it's just, that shit is like game changing.
Experiments designed to humiliate.
And they're like $800 or something.
Her audience members.
So before the show, I put out some Ellen products with a sign that said only one per person. And I just wanted to see how honest my audience was, you know, because it turns out you're very honest. Any of you could have taken more than one thing and you didn't, except for these ladies right here.
Oh yeah, they were doing like a bit where like they're making it out that these women are thieves. I remember this.
So what is your name? Nancy. Nancy. Oh, Nancy. You're the kind of person like when you go trick-or-treating and nobody's home, you don't just take the bowl. You just walk away. No, you go sit in that Ellen jail over there right now. What's your sister's?
That's fucking terrible. That's terrible. Like just getting her to sit, like the public humiliation from that is crazy. Just because she took like a couple cups or whatever that were free to take anyway.
What's your sister's name? Anna. All right, well, Anna got you in big trouble.
That is such a fascinating use of being a show host. Why would you ever want to humiliate an audience member of yours? Like, she literally made her audience member go sit in Ellen jail. Imagine traveling far and you're excited to sit in the audience and get free merch, only to be portrayed as like
public fat shame. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's almost like a dog whistle for it, because it's like there was no fat jokes, but it's pretty obvious that people are going to draw those parallels, right? It's like, oh, fat person takes too much as usual, you know.
Some damn Daniel of being greedy and dishonest. Are you serious? But unfortunately for Ellen, she just kind of had this like death by 1,000 cuts because nothing like truly insane happened. It was just a bunch of moments that made people go, yeah, that's kind of weird. Why would she do that to someone? But it's safe to say in recent years, Ellen has been laying low and trying to avoid drama as much as possible. She also literally moved across the world to England. So for most...
I love the background he has there, by the way. I know I mentioned this before, but like, did anyone have that as a kid? A little carpet that was like an actual street that you'd use little cars to like drive on and stuff. I don't know, like just childhood memory.
Avoid drama as much as possible. She also literally moved across the world to England. So for most, she's kind of been out of sight, out of mind until this week, as she's now being sued for negligence after allegedly running a stop sign and T-boning another driver.
What does T-boning a driver mean? I don't drive. Side impact collision, where the front of one vehicle crashes into the side of another. Oh, like yeah. T-bone steak.
Back in 2023. The woman, whose name hasn't been released, claims she stopped at a four-way intersection and made sure there was no other vehicles present before driving forward. That's when DeGeneres allegedly and suddenly, without any warning, collided into her vehicle and T-boned her, causing injury. So I mean, since this was 2023, Ellen probably was rushing to work to scream at some intern for her new Netflix special. We'll get into that later on. But the lawsuit does go on to further accuse Ellen of exhibiting negligent behavior or conduct that fell below the standard of care of a reasonable person. So they're
Thank you, Blinky, for the 12 months. 12 months. Been following you since 2018. Followed your streams since you did the first one after 6 years.
Basically saying that...
What's your profile picture? Is that the Nelson dog with a watermelon on its head?
Ellen wasn't paying attention to the laws of the road, and her negligence in this case, ignoring a stop sign, caused an accident. There isn't too much public information on the severity of the accident itself or the specifics of this woman's injuries, but the lawsuit does state that she suffered multiple serious personal injuries and damages as a result. Hold up. I'm just making literally the best sugar-free lemonade I've ever tasted. Yes, this is sponsored, but prove me wrong. Actually, I can prove you wrong. You can literally order a free sample pack. No payment details needed. You can get a free sample pack with free shipping on gamersubs.gg/Atozy. So if you don't believe me, they have the best sugar-free lemonade. I can literally... It's...
Won't be doing that, sorry.
Like Irving. So I'd have free... I am trying to get my own flavor here. That's currently my main dream. I just want to have my own flavor of a beverage. That sounds pretty awesome. And if you guys were wondering, I'm going to call it Memory Lane Melon because I heavily like melon flavored stuff. And you know, my whole branding is...
Yeah, if I got a Gamer Subs flavor, I'd just call it slop.
...is required to deal with their injuries. Not to mention that on top of all the financial burden of the...
You're sponsored by them? Yeah, but I don't own shares. So if I play that ad... Chad gets money because he has shares. Fitz gets money because he has shares. Jay Schlack gets money because he has shares. I don't get any money. So I'm not playing that ad.
Accident. And the woman also allegedly struggles with loss of enjoyment of life, emotional distress, and anxiety. And I guess all of those things stacked up on top of each other result in this woman suing Ellen for general negligence and an undisclosed amount of compulsory damages. Naturally, people in the comments of these articles called this cash grab and questioned why this woman waited 2 years before finally suing. Honestly, that's a valid question. But also, to be fair, she could have just assumed that she would recover and be back to work in a couple months, and then things didn't work out as planned. It's hard to really tell when you get such limited information in the lawsuit, but also, is that a telling thing? Like, if she was seriously injured, would they not go into way more detail on how seriously injured she was? I'm just saying, I've been sued before, and BitBoy was claiming emotional distress and lost pay and a lot of similar stuff to what she's claiming here. That's not me saying this woman's going for a cash grab here, but...
I got a tub of Gamer Subs once, and it tasted like that chalk candy mixed with water. Yeah, I got a bunch of Gamer Subs sent from the Cold Ones collab, like Pina Colada. I forgot to use it and it all went off.
But,
so it's just like a brick now.
BitBoy was definitely going for a cash grab at me, or well, he was just trying to drain me of money at the time. And if you subscribe to my channel in the last 2 years, TLDR, the biggest crypto bro 2 years ago decided to sue me. He didn't have a case, and he ended up withdrawing the lawsuit after he raised a whole bunch of money thanks to you guys. But I digress. Other people are currently speculating that the reason it took so long for her to file a lawsuit is because she may have been trying to settle it privately, and after many failed attempts, she's now gone public. See, that kind of makes a little bit more sense. months. But if you have been keeping up with me for a while, you would remember that back in 2020, we covered her original first downfall. Actually, I made
driving is scary. Can't handle drivers and their anger. Yeah, road rage brings out like a different kind of person. It's like, you know, when people get like really drunk or something, they just become like very aggressive, like a personality change. Like it's almost like that happens with driving, but like sober. It's very strange. Like road rage is a real thing.
2 separate videos on this topic. The first one was
like I literally live in the middle of the city, and like the amount of like, dude, I remember going to New York and like you couldn't even sleep. Like you'd be on like the 40th floor in a hotel and you just hear like cars honking at each other like the entire night, like 3 in the morning.
Covering some of her scandals back then. And then the second one was the work environment, because there was a ton of things that Ellen had done to piss off the majority of people during COVID, like cut a bunch of shows' employees' pay. And
like I got my license at 18 and then I just never drove.
And compare her being quarantined in her beautiful home to being in jail.
One thing that I've learned from being in quarantine is that people, this is like being in jail, is what it is. It's most
being in jail, and she's in like well over a $5 million mansion. It's being in jail. Like, I get it. We were all struggling during lockdown, but like, you think with how much money you have, how fucking unrelatable that sounds.
mostly because I've been wearing the same clothes for 10 days and everyone in here is gay.
It just kind of came across as...
Okay, yeah, she did the half and half there, to be fair. It was like, it was genuine, but then it was also kind of semi-sarcastic at the end. But no, I think that opening line was a bit genuine, and then she was like, okay, wait a minute. Unrelatable, diffuse.
Out of touch when she was living here. But also...
Bruh. Like, okay, to be devil's advocate, no matter how big your house is, if you're there too long and you're not doing anything, it will end up being a prison. No matter how big it is, it probably just takes a lot longer. So I understand that aspect, but dude, you're putting that out to people that are like working possibly 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet, bruh. Thank you, Yeet, for the 5. Just got the funniest pic of you reaching in a corner to a toesy coupled with the stream's title, "This shit is peak." Can I send it to you? Just post it on the subreddit or something.
So, it wasn't a pandemic. This was everyone's first pandemic.
Hey, it looks like Franklin's house from GTA.
And most were scared and feeling cooped up. So, at least we can cut her a little bit of slack there. Still think it's kind of a scummy thing to cut all your employees' wages, but hey, I'm just saying I didn't actually increase wages. But I also do realize we have a very different show format. And honestly, that was nothing compared to the toxic workplace claims that came out in July of 2020. Because multiple staff members came forward with various allegations, such as being penalized for taking medical leave and fear of retribution for raising complaints about working conditions. While no specific allegations were made against DeGeneres, one former employee alleged producers hid the toxic workplace complaints from the host. So I guess you could claim that you didn't know, but the show is literally named after you, and the whole show goes on about being super generous. It's just a massive juxtaposition. Then, after a couple failed apologies and attempts to sweep the article and growing rumors under the rug, the Ellen DeGeneres show ended up ending in July of 2022.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have.
Wait one sec. Okay, you call me and then you just hang up? Okay, sure. I think I got my first scam caller.
Happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. This is the Ellen DeGeneres Show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. My name is there. My name is there. My name is on underwear.
It's like the Shrek, the Lord Farquaad wedding in Shrek. The executioner holding up a sign just saying, "Laugh now."
I've had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter. Today, I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
And a couple years after that, in 2024, Ellen came out of the woodwork to release a comedy special titled For Your Approval. And in this...
The moment when you realize Ellen is a pretty typical is pretty typical of an American boss. And that is only that she puts up an altruistic front makes her especially bad. I mean, yeah, like any talk show host wants to appear like likable, right? That's the entire point. I mean, look at Oprah Winfrey, like why she was basically the biggest talk show in the world in her prime.
Special, she tried.
I saw a documentary on like Jerry Springer. You know how they had like a bunch of degenerates on their show, like KKK members and stuff. And it was like they only went so extreme because they realized they couldn't compete with Oprah.
And she failed to laugh off the accusations about her workplace culture and wiggle her way back into people's good books. And she did actually respond to the rumors. And Ellen's version of the events includes her being kicked out of show business for being mean. She says on her own Netflix special. Okay. The top comment on the trailer also says that people think the audience are actors.
All right, well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last. I decided to take up gardening. I got chickens. Let me see what else I can tell you about that's been going on. Oh, yeah, I got kicked out of show business. The Be Kind girl.
Jesus. It's like watching Joe Rogan stand up, man. It's so bad. Like, these people can be very entertaining in, like, you know, TV hosting or podcasting, but, like, stand-up is just a totally different ballgame.
Wasn't kind. That was the headline. Here's the problem.
I didn't even know Joe Rogan did stand-up. I saw, like, one of his, I saw clips of, like, one of his shows on, like, IG Reels, and I was like, this sucks.
I'm a comedian who got a talk show, and I ended the show every day by saying, be kind to one another. Had I ended my show by saying, go f*** yourselves, people would have been pleasantly surprised to find out I'm kind.
Modern stand-up be like, less subversion, comedy, laugh now.
Now, based on the...
Oh, le thing said that shouldn't be le said, le laugh.
Trailer alone.
Like, stand-up is hard, I get it. If I did stand-up, fucking hell, no one would laugh at anything I say. Because it'd just be like a fucking video game reference or something. But still, damn, man.
I don't think anyone expected to be blown away by this, but her casual attitude about...
I like how he obviously got a copyright claim there for the music that was being played, so he had to edit it out in the YouTube studio and mute the music that was being played. But it also, I think it removed anyone laughing. So it's just her talking.
These allegations obviously rubbed a ton of people the wrong way. And public opinion of Ellen at this point was still not the best. And it kind of seemed like any hope for a return to the spotlight was over for her at this point. And after the results...
What do you mean? I laughed my ass off at Metro's booming. Okay, that wasn't intentional, though.
...of the 2024 US election, Ellen and her wife, Portia, she stuck to her word and actually packed up and moved to the United Kingdom.
Whether you agree with her politically or not, she stuck to her guns. She is true to her word. She and Portia de Rossi have left the country. Days after the election, they bailed. They went to England. Now, they had a house that they already had a house. They had a house, but that...
So they left America because Trump won, and they moved to the one country that sucks off America the most. Very smart decision there.
Well, that didn't mean they were going to live there. It's in the Cotswolds. And they made a decision.
TMZ guys in the news right now. Do you mean this, or like are they in the news about something else?
As our source put it, who is very connected to them, to get the hell out. And they did it days after the election. They live there now. And they're selling...
Did you cover the Ned Fulmer news? Ned Fulmer, the CEO of TMZ. Who's Ned Fulmer? Oh, this is the Try Guys. Oh, didn't he cheat on his wife or something? They separated? Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a nothing burger, really. Yeah, one of the Try Guys, like, cheated on his wife. And then they kind of dropped him. So then, yeah, they got separated, I mean. Yeah.
They're gonna sell the Montecito house.
And she states it was to believe behind the insanity of the US, but fans speculated that it was really just to get away from the negative press and let the dust settle. Because, believe it or not, my only crime was being mean joke didn't really land that well with a lot of people. So I guess after living peacefully with her wife in the English countryside for over a year, I'm sure she thought she finally left her Hollywood lifestyle and all these scandals in the past. That was until now, because the California legal system has just come knocking at her door. It's unclear if any more details will be released anytime soon, but I'd be surprised if Ellen didn't want to settle this privately and avoid having to return to California for what would obviously be a very public court case. For now, we'll have to wait and see if they'll actually settle or go to court. But if I would give Ellen any advice, I would take her own and just keep swimming. Or maybe to go to gamersubs.gg/atozy and pick up the best sugar-free lemonade.
Where is the Ellen DeGeneres flavor?
Or
we need that.
Any of the other flavors using code Atozy. And again, if you don't believe me the flavors are good, you can check out a sample pack, which is free. You don't even need a credit card or debit card or any payment option.
All right, bro, get that bag. You get that bag. You get that bag. You think you'd ever play Rage 2011 on Steam? I think I have it. I don't have it. And I remember playing Rage on the Xbox. It's pretty good. That game had some sick animations, by the way. Like, that's a 2011 game. It was basically... I think that was meant to be Doom 4. And then they made Doom 2016 instead. So it has a lot of the hallmarks of Doom. You know, like visually. Not really the enemies, because they're mostly human. But, yeah. Was Rage 2 good? Never played it. Never played it. I think it was just... It's probably like the most 7 out of 10 game. Came out 6 years ago, damn. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever touch Rage 2, I'll be honest. I'd probably play the first Rage again. But not the first one. Wait, what else we got? The roller coaster game with a horrifying secret? What? Hang on. The roller coaster game with a horrifying secret. Okay. I love videos like this.
You've clicked on
Just some like deep ARG or something.
this video, then you've probably heard of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon,
Uh-oh, British accent, it's over.
Planet Coaster, and maybe even Parkitect. But the game I'll be talking about today doesn't even have a Wikipedia article and was made by the same company that make Beyblades. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a strange video. And did I mention that this game was made for children but has music and scenes that probably traumatized an entire generation of millennials? Yeah, we'll get to that. Here's something that I managed to find within a minute of gameplay.
Wait, let me go piss. I'm gonna do another coffee. I need to buy myself like decaf coffee because I don't even like the caffeine. I just like the taste of black coffee. Ugh. Can I read you a bedtime story? No. Probably just read chat until the kettle's boiled. I've actually noticed that's pretty cool is like our viewers when I started streaming were like horrendous. It was like under 1,000, but now we're like pretty consistently hitting about 1,500 per stream, which is good. So I think people are actually adjusting to the time zone. Because I thought I'd have to stream at like 3 in the morning and it's like, I cannot do that, man. That's just depression speedrun. You still gonna do movie or TV content? Yeah. Yeah, once Fear and Hunger's out the way, I've got a lot of stuff planned. I just need to get over this hurdle. I really wanted to go all out with Fear and Hunger. I've hired an animator as well for Fear and Hunger to do like transitions for the different chapters and stuff. That's just why it's taken so long. Have you played Call of Warriors Gunslinger? I couldn't get it to run on my PC. I've played all of the Call of Warriors games though. The first one's really good. It's Call of Warriors. And then, oh no, I didn't play the Cartel. The one that's set in modern day. I didn't play that one. Are you going to PAX? I haven't announced it. Maybe. I think the thing that's going to take the longest with Fear and Hunger is like getting YouTubers to voice the characters in the game, because YouTubers are very fucking lazy, myself included. Like I reached out to PewDiePie because there's a guy in Fear and Hunger, Ragnaval. You got like roll your R, but I can't do that. Ragnaval or whatever his name is, the Outlander, and he's like Nordic. And I reached out to PewDiePie and I was like, "Hey Felix, can you voice this guy?" And then his cope, it's obvious that he couldn't be asked, which is fair because he's basically semi-retired. He's got a kid, but his excuse was, "I don't speak very good. I don't have a good Swedish accent. Sorry." And I was like, "Okay, bro." And then 2 days later, he's like DMing me about snus. It's just, bro. All right, Cal's bored. I might as well reuse the mug actually. I was like watching it for another one. Alright, this is probably my last coffee, I won't lie, because I'll probably be fucking tweaking after this. It's like my third cup. Anyways.
Number of people missing. And if you don't want to go missing in my theme park, consider subscribing to the channel. Released in 2003 for PS2, Rollercoaster World is a theme park management game created by Japanese toy company Takara. I managed to pick this game up for dirt cheap second hand, only paying 50.
I remember seeing like, there are so many Japanese games that have like weird secrets in them. There was this one game, I forget the name of it, but it was a top-down like RPG maker looking game. I'm sure some of you will know what I'm talking about. There was an Easter egg where it's like, if you go through this like red arch, this image appears that people thought was like an actual corpse.
DP, which is 0.67 freedom bucks for the Americans out there. With how low the
Is this AI? No, it's a British person. It's even worse.
cost was, I was beginning to feel like a character from one of those badly written creepypastas you'd find on forums in the 2010s, where someone buys cursed Mario
No, it wasn't LSD Dream Emulator. It wasn't that game.
Kart and get sucked into the game by evil Mario.
50 pence is like a pint. Yeah. In like 1980, maybe.
Something.
You get a pint now, it's like £6.50 if you're in a city.
Like most other theme park sims, your objective is to build a profitable park filled with rides, roller coasters.
I'm amazed that people in chat are debating if this voice is AI or not. It is definitely not AI.
And things to keep the guests happy, such as food stalls, ticket booths, and benches. There are 3 game modes. Management mode, which is what I just described. Challenge mode, where you have to build coasters to increasingly difficult specifications over the course of 5 stages. And quick mode, where you can watch some of the criminal coaster designs.
Wait, I've got training in 10 minutes. Shit, forgot about that.
Shrimply higher vine sauce Joel, he is the most fetish person I've ever seen.
Okay. I'm gonna have to tell my PT, like, I can't do the session.
Developers have created.
To be fair, I did have gym yesterday, so I could have a day off.
One thing I love about the game is that you can change things such as the time of day and even the location of your park. I mean, look at all these options. City, city with mountain, desert island, regular desert, mountain, and...
Hit the gym. Today is leg day. Today was literally meant to be leg day as well. That's the worst thing. It was literally meant to be leg day.
Jungle. You can
I hate leg day so much, man. You got no idea.
even see the difference in free roam when there's a mountain. Using the investment tab, you can unlock the gift shop, which allows you to purchase one of 3 items: running shoes, jumping shoes, and, like found in all gift shops, a fully functioning jetpack. I'll make sure to grab one next time I head to Thorpe Park. These items can be used in free roam and are quite
Why does this not look like an actual game? It looks like an ARG.
fun to play around with.
Looks like it was made just for this video.
I even made a parkour course
Is that what this is? Roller coaster world.
for the jumping shoes. The coaster designer in this game is the most unique I've ever seen. It's oddly reminiscent of 3D modeling software such as Pyro or Blender, and just as irritating to learn. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh my...
That's exactly what it is, you knob.
God. Oh my god. What have I done? After controlling the editor worse than the average UK driver, I eventually got the hang of it and built a coaster that only ended the life of one person.
I like how they just clipped into the back rooms.
Okay, so it might sometimes kill people, but on the test run it didn't, so I think we're not liable for that. Now at this point, everything I'd seen wasn't really that scary. I was beginning to think that all these comments on YouTube videos were just from children who got scared easily. I think we all had media we consumed as kids that terrified us and left us with nightmares for a few days. We inevitably return years later to see what terrified us so much.
Is that the fucking Trapped intro for CBBC? I actually remember that show.
To find that the effect it once had on us is gone. For me, I remember this one show I always watched.
Oh, Raven. Oh my god, I remember that.
While eating breakfast with my dad. It was called Raven and was a reality TV show where contestants had to complete fantasy-style challenges, but if they failed, there were these demons that would take you away. This terrified me when I was 6, but really isn't that scary anymore. Unrelated, but why was the presenter so cute? He was the only reason I watched through the fear. Despite not being a child, there is something off about this game.
Anyways.
When you change the
Someone said Raven team leader, just mind broken.
background music, you can stumble upon track 17, which is the track I showcased in the
The reason why the game looks like this is because it's a CD game, not a DVD game.
beginning of the video. While playing, you get messages about children going missing in your park. At first, there are no people and it feels quite empty, a problem many PS2 games have due to limited hardware. Then you enter the first-person mode, which allows you to explore your park and even ride rides. While here, people start appearing, the issue being their PNGs, cardboard cutouts that forever face the same direction, lacking any human feel. This must have been added to make your park feel alive, but it's actually quite creepy. Like that village in Japan which has been filled with life-sized dolls to make the town feel less abandoned after everyone left. But let's be honest, that's not why you clicked on this video. I mentioned how you can ride rides in the first-person mode. One of these is the Haunted House, and this is where the scariest part of the game lies. I have a feeling the video game
Bro, what?
Sensors missed this because they're sure as hell.
I remember a game that was similar to this. There was a game called like Theme Park World on the PS1. But that was nothing like that. I remember playing this game and I could just never get past like the second area. God, this game was bare bones as shit. Holy fuck, I'm a rotting corpse. I'm so old. I played this when I was like 6 or something.
Your ticket price is a steal. Have you thought of raising it?
You'd basically make rides and stuff like any, you know, tycoon game. But you could ride the rides yourself, I think. Like go into a first-person view. 3 FPS. Dude, it's on the PS1. Come on, give him a break. Yeah, I actually remember that game. I think it had anything like that, though.
Oh, it isn't suitable for 3-year-olds. I feel like the game developers created this while...
To be fair, game ratings back then were just the worst. I know I've talked about this a lot. There's this game that I played as a kid called Heart of Darkness. Like, this game was rated like E for everyone. And some of the deaths in it were like fucking brutal. I played this at a mate's house, I remember, and he let me borrow the disc. I swear there's one where you just literally get your fucking back broken or something. Oh, here we go, yeah. Like, rated E for everyone, by the way. Like, most of it is kind of off-screen and stuff, like, whatever. Yeah, just kid has his back broken, killed, and then taken away. E for everyone, by the way. It's just actually mental, the stuff you can get away with back then.
...board and implemented it for shits and giggles. As someone who's made games in the past, I know how
I remember the Scooby-Doo game. Oh, the jump scare? Yeah, that was revolting, dude.
monotonous some parts of the process are, and it seems like they had some fun. I think the childhood trauma was a small price to pay, and I don't think I'd be talking about it if it wasn't for this. The gameplay of the Haunted House minigame is simple. Make it for each maze-like level and find the exit. The only issue being that you've got ghost friends with you who can phase through walls, and as a player you're allergic to physical touch, much like a Discord moderator. When a ghost is near, you're not only warned by them emitting a sound worse than my tummy after consuming dairy, but your controller also vibrates. This is a really cool feature, but it gets a bit useless in later levels due to how many ghosts are in the house. Each time you start a level, it has a different maze, meaning you can't just memorize the path to the exit. I completed 10 levels, which was a pain due to how irritating both the controls and ghosts are in the game. On completion, you unlock an unlimited ride ticket, which means you no longer need to pay 20 gold to experience rides. When editing in DaVinci Resolve, I then noticed something. The creepy whispering audio is someone saying something reversed. Turns out I'm not the first person to discover this. The channel who uploaded the soundtrack for Roller Coaster World to YouTube also happened to reverse the audio so we can hear what the voice is saying.
The game you were talking about earlier with the glitch where everyone thought was a dead body was Utahon Otatari 2. That was a long R name. No wonder I didn't remember that.
Satan comes soon. Evil devil comes alive. You can live no more. He takes you to his old world. It cold hell.
Not creepy at all. I can fully understand why this, mixed with the uncanny gameplay, caused so many children to walk away from this experience forever damaged. I got scared very easily when I was younger, so I 100% would have had nightmares from this game if I had played this as a kid.
As opposed to the good devil.
I literally got scared by In the Night Garden. For all its flaws, I feel this minigame was way ahead of its time. Survival horror didn't really break into the market until games like Amnesia spawned several million asset flip horror games in the hopes PewDiePie would play it.
Hey man, Cry of Fear was not an asset flip. Okay, it kind of was, but not in that way.
The game may not be as good as other coaster sims released at similar times, such as Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, but it is packed with so much charm and it's still fun. I hope that one day we find out more information about this game's development so we can shine a
He does realize this is a fake game.
light on why.
Yeah, it's the what gave it away for me is the fonts and stuff are too accurate.
Has such
They're too clear.
an unsettling vibe, but until then we'll never really know for sure. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I've been working on it for over a month due to not really knowing which direction to take it. I'm mostly pleased with it at this point, but I did remake several sections and move things around a bit to improve the pacing. Hopefully that's not too noticeable. If you watched this far, thank you so much and have a lovely day.
That's cool though, like having an ARG that's like kind of short and to the point, something like that. Wait, what else we got? Uh-oh, there's a video talking bad about a sponsor. Have they sponsored me before? They have not. They have not sponsored me before. Wait, what's this one?
This is the Griffin household.
Does the Griffin household actually work? What a video. What a video.
This is the Griffin household, 31 Spooner Street. And if you're a fan of Family Guy, you may think you know this place by heart. Well then, let me ask you.
Luckily there's a
what is
Family
this room?
Guy.
Oh, you don't know about that one? Okay, then what about this room? Or what about this room? Oh, you may think you know that one, but trust me, that one actually warps reality. See, it's like
It's like The Simpsons though. They just have like one room that they never actually end up using apart from like for 10 seconds in one season.
Like as the Griffin family's household is, it has a tendency to not play by the laws of physics, and today I'm showing you why that is. That's right, we're going over why the Griffin household just doesn't make any sense. So alright, let's get the basics out of the way. This is a top-down layout of the Griffin family household.
Is that the guy from Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1 Underground? Yeah, it is.
And I'd say it's about as close to canon as we're gonna get. Let's start by taking a look at that first floor. We got the living room, the dining room, the piano room, or the den, if you're weird.
I've never seen that in the show. What?
The garage, and of course...
I've never seen the garage.
The iconic sunroom.
I've never seen the sunroom.
Hey, get on it!
It's like, the majority that I've seen is like the kitchen, and then like Meg and Chris's room.
Here, this is my house. Oh my God, Brian, what happened? Who did this to you? Did you do this? You son of a...
Honestly, pretty simple layout, right? Only 6 rooms.
Fake fan.
And yet even still, it feels like we rarely see some of them. Case in point, let's talk about that piano room. Now, a lot of guys might be thinking...
Okay, call me a fake fan. What's the first episode of Family Guy that came out? Don't look it up. Don't look it up. What is the first ever episode that came out?
Thinking right about now, why bring up the piano room?
Season 1, Episode 1.
That room shows up all the time. Every episode, in fact. It's the setting of the dang intro.
No, not called Pilot.
To that, I humbly say...
One guy got it right, and you definitely looked it up. Death Has a Shadow. Yep.
You're dead wrong! See, while Lois may be jamming out on the piano in that...
Peter does crack? Yeah. Could you imagine if they're trying to get it lit by Fox? It's like, okay, so we have this really good show with like a guy, you know, a dad, and he's got a family. And the first episode, he does crack.
True, I feel like it's important to note that the room it all takes place in is pretty blatantly the living room. You can see the stairs going up in the background. Speaker system. That's always shown to be in that room, like in shots like this.
Grandpa, can I just have my video games? I want to play Call of Duty.
I've got the original Call of Duty right here. Jax.
And if you look in the background and past the hallway, you can see the yellow walls
Boomers be like,
of the actual piano room.
Brian, your standards are ridiculously high.
So why exactly did Lois wheel the piano into the living room for the intro of the show? Why not use this room specifically designed for the piano to, you know, play the piano?
How come people don't make an in-depth video like this for Brickleberry? Are you talking about Family Guy, but with trees? Bruh, look at that art style, man. It's like Mr. Pickles. Like, I don't know how... Like, if you enjoy it, fair, but like Mr. Pickles, for example, has like the worst art style I've seen in my fucking life. Like, every character just looks like they've got liver failure. Like, they have jaundice. It just looks like Meat Canyon animation, but worse. Because Meat Canyon animation is good because of how grotesque it is. That's just like... How'd you even explain it? Yeah, that was... Ugh. Seen clips of that online. It sucks.
Yeah, no. Well, good question. I don't really have an answer. And as you'll see, that's kind of the theme.
Generic Adult Swim animation. I mean, the worst thing is Adult Swim have had some really good animation. I mean, Venture Bros is a good example. The animation for Venture Bros is like really good. So it shows that if they actually platform a show where the people care about it, that does well. I still need to watch Venture Bros, to be fair. I've only watched the first season so far. I've seen clips of like later seasons. Smiling Friends as well is a good example. Like pretty minimalist, but there's obviously like a good style going for it there.
With this house. But, you know, as infrequent as the piano room's appearances are, I think it takes...
Oh, the Boondocks? Oh, true. Boondocks, yeah. I didn't know that was Adult Swim.
Take more than 2 hands to count the number of times it's appeared in the series. I can't really say the same about the Griffin family's garage, though. Like, I mean, here are a few instances...
Oh, Primal. Taratovsky. Yeah, Taratovsky's Tartakovsky. Yeah, his work's really good. Obviously did Samurai Jack as well. He did a show with some dogs. I think he was heading the animation there. Yeah, Fixed. I watched that. This one. Yeah, I watched this film. Fucking dog shit. Absolute dog shit film. Like, the entire thing is just pee-pee, poo-poo, butt joke, Lamau, dogs fucking Lamau. It sucked. But I watched it because, you know, of his animation style. But yeah, it was just trash.
As I can remember, and they're kind of inconsistent with one another. Here's the garage in the episode Undergrounded. Just, don't worry about what Peter was doing. And then on the other side of the spectrum, take a look at this clip from Forget Me Not.
You're there. You're there? I couldn't hear you. The radio was too loud.
And here's the garage again in this clip from Peter, Chris, and Brian.
Can we do Venture Bros deep analysis? There's a guy that's already done that, and he did a really good job of it. What's his name? Beef Stew or something? No, Steak Bentley. He did like a video talking about Venture Bros. I think twice. Yeah. Yeah, he did a really good deep dive on the show. He obviously cared about it a lot. And he also did 7 fucking years ago. Oh man, Gott und Himmel. He did a video on MGS4. A deep dive on that when I was going through my Metal Gear Solid binge after playing Delta. He did a very good deep dive on that as well. Recommend checking him out.
Literally me, by the way. But okay, I show you those because it kind of seems like the garage fluctuates in size and structure a bit from time to time. In that clip from Undergrounded, the garage looks more like a storage room and honestly looks so small that I debate whether it could even fit Peter's car. Meanwhile, in the others, you can see the garage looks much bigger, as if it could, you know, actually store a vehicle. Plus, in those, you can plainly see Peter's workbench in view, which isn't visible in the Undergrounded clip.
I like how he's shown him hanging and it was censored, and then he just doesn't even censor it there.
Whereas it shows up, you'd think the animators would at least try and really get the garage right when it's in an episode, but nope, this garage breaks reality, but not nearly as much as our next room. Now it's time to talk about the most mysterious room in the series, not just because it rarely shows up, but also because, well, sometimes it doesn't even exist. First, let's get a good view of what this room normally looks like. Here it is in Ready, Willing, and Disabled.
Oh, good to see your new fiscal responsibilities haven't interfered with your reading.
Pretty simple stuff. We've got some hanging lights, a nice orange chair, not much else. And here it is again in an earlier episode, Mind Over
Thank you, Marvis, for joining.
Murder.
Well, me and Cleveland are gonna amstray.
Wait, you guys can't leave me here alone. I can't leave the premises. They're monitoring my every move.
Kinda weird to see it in such an early stage, to be honest. A little...
Look at the art of that photo of Peter with the fish. That's like something I would draw in Jackbox.
Different looking, but hey, it's unmistakably still the sunroom. It also technically shows up in Wasted Talent, where it's pretty much the same as usual, just more cluttered with bottles. It also shows up in Halloween on Spooner Street, albeit very briefly.
The old animation? Yeah, the old animation had some soul to it though as well.
Hey, get out of here! This is my house!
That is such a good episode. Oh, fun fact, that's the same one where Quagmire sleeps with
Wow, that was terrific, Jessica.
It was good for me, too.
Yeah, all-time classic. And most recently, the sunroom showed up in the episode Road to India, where it actually has some pretty cool lighting and furniture. Like, frick, why don't the Griffins chill here more often?
God, I can't believe you're still at work, Padma. It's like 2 in the morning.
Do you not know about time zones?
But yeah, for the most part, those are all the major appearances of the sunroom. It's literally always shown in the establishing shot of the Griffin house, yet it's only gotten 4 major scenes. Do the writers forget about it that often? Well, yes, and it goes even deeper than that.
Well, the new animations, they have the characters like pre-saved onto like programs, so they just use that and then switch to the different presets that they have saved.
Take a look at this scene from the episode You Can't Do That on Television, Peter.
If I can't do the book, I'm gonna hurt something you love.
Pretty harmless, right? Peter just pulled the vacuum out of the closet, nothing too fishy about that. Well, let's go back and look at that layout of the house again and look at the living room. Notice anything? Yeah, that shouldn't be a closet, that should be the door to the sunroom. Maybe it's not that the writers are forgetting about the room, maybe it's more that the room is too dangerous for TV, you know, because it's warping the plane of reality. But before we take a look at what's going on upstairs, which is also where we have the most insane cases of reality bending rooms yet, I've got one more forgotten room to bring to your attention. So forgotten, in fact, that it isn't even in our layout. The basement. Yeah.
It's just Stewie doing that. And then I didn't even notice, but Meg's face on the bed, just like horribly deformed for some reason.
Did you even know the Griffins had one? Well, in case you forgot, here it is in plain view in the episode Stewie Loves Lois.
I have so much fun when we hang out, Lois. And I love your hair.
Oh, and
no, I didn't even laugh at that. No, I laughed at Meg's face.
Don't remember, it's also the laundry room.
Lois, what are you doing?
Also, please disregard what...
You know what I find so crazy? About Seth MacFarlane. I'm sure you've all seen this story. Like, it was pretty big at the time, but it's obviously done the rounds more recently. He was basically meant to die in 9/11, but he missed the flight because he was hungover. That is the one instance I can think of alcohol being a good thing. You've seen this, right? Pretty sure you've all seen it. He was basically meant to be on one of the flights that hit either the Pentagon or one of the towers. And he got denied the flight because he was so drunk or hungover. I booked the flight. I was drinking the night before. I was hungover. I missed the plane by about 10 minutes. See, the story always changes. It's like he missed the flight or he got denied onto the flight. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like actual Final Destination stuff. Oh, is he talking about it?
The most amazing thing I read about you, the idea that on 9/11 you were late for your plane. You were supposed to be on one of the planes that went down.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was giving a lecture at my old college in Rhode Island, and was, you know, went out for a few drinks afterwards. Was hungover the next day,
right.
And missed the flight. I got to the counter and they said, I'm sorry, they just closed the gate. You're too late.
Wow.
And went to sleep in the lounge and woke up 40 minutes later and the flight had hit.
Whoa.
When something like that happens to you, I mean, that would just blow my mind every day.
Alcohol gave us Fortnite Peter, common alcohol W.
For the rest of my life, that I would have been on the plane that went down.
Do you feel like you were supposed to die?
Why does he sound like Brian? I mean, that's the point. Because Brian is like, originally Brian was like the self-insert of like the level-headed guy, the normal guy. Obviously not anymore, but originally he was. So that's why it's just, you know, just Seth's normal voice.
And you didn't? You're on borrowed time.
My answer to all that is it's such a dull, boring answer because I'm so of the mindset that, you know.
I always hear differing like stories though. It's like he missed the flight or he tried to get on the flight and they denied him because he was drunk.
No, coincidences happen. I've missed other flights for the same reason. And, you know, I'm not much of a fate person.
Really?
So I just kind of...
You're just going on.
I mean, you know, it was rattling, you know, for the first few weeks, obviously.
And this is where my neuroses would get me in trouble because I'm so damn punctual. Like, I would never miss a flight.
You would never miss a
flight.
flight.
I'm late for everything.
I mean,
Howard Stern be like, I'm Tim Burton, but I have a podcast.
Lois is doing. But maybe its most iconic appearance was during Mind Over Murder, where it turned into a bar for Peter and his pals. But take a look at how he gets into this underground room.
Amazing Brian impression. Yeah, it was pretty accurate.
Where's the damn pull string?
Ah! You never know what you're gonna find down here.
So, this hallway is something else. It's also never really seen, but again,
Someone said he was warned.
that might be for good reason.
Oh, there'd be so many theories about that, like schizo theories. Like, oh yeah, he got a message.
Let's look at this scene from Moving In. Considering where the basement
Do not get this flight on September 11th.
door was in the last clip we saw, this scene makes no sense. From that angle, you should be able to see the full extent of that hallway and all the rooms it connects to, but here, it's just flat.
Okay, someone said in all caps in chat, by the way, on Twitch. So you're telling me God saved his life and he's still a devout atheist and makes fun of Jesus? LMFAO.
Even if we look back at our layout, we can pretty easily see that if the
I mean, he said himself, like, he doesn't believe in, like, divine intervention.
basement entrance was directly beneath the stairs, we should be able to get a view of the entrances to the kitchen, the dining room, and most prominently the garage, but even still, nada. I don't know if I'm comfortable with having a dimension hopping room so close to the Griffins' iconic living room. Is that how they managed to cram a whole Broadway stage into their house? Do the Griffins just screw with reality? Are they limited to just their house? Hello, Seth MacFarlane, I want it!
I mean, it depends on your upbringing, right? I mean, if you're brought up religious, you'll think it's... I mean, like, okay, so I was brought up religious. I've said this in videos before. I was brought up Christian. I turned out very normal. If you, like, you know, if I was on the flight to... If I was on the September 11th flight, for whatever reason, not sure why, and then if I missed it for whatever reason, I would be like, okay, that has to be God. That has to be.
Answers!
It just depends on your upbringing.
Okay, enough about floor one. Time to move on to the second floor, where we've got a
Let's talk about religion. I'm good. I'm actually good, bro.
good handful of mystery rooms to talk about. But first, let's cover the basics. We got Peter and Lois's room.
Where'd you go, my little pumpkin eater?
I've only seen clips of this where he says the N-word hard R. I hate Instagram Reels so much.
Because kissing you made me...
I haven't even seen this original clip, by the way.
Their bathroom. Meg's room.
Your father's bringing in the old TV.
Hey, Meg.
Peter, what the hell?
Chris's room.
Okay, but be careful opening the closet, because that's where the evil monkey lives.
Stewie's room.
Hey, Stewie.
What's up, big guy?
And the general bathroom.
All right, I couldn't find your toys, so why don't you just play with this blow dryer and these rattles?
Now, if you didn't notice, the strange thing about this second floor is where all the bathrooms are. Yeah, none of them are on the first floor, unless we look at this scene.
Just stall him, Lois!
So yeah, there's kind of two ways to look at that clip. Peter drags a dead body from the dining room all the way upstairs in the fraction of a second, or this is just a mystery bathroom that makes no spatial sense whatsoever. Take your pick. With that said, for the most part, the main bathroom is pretty consistent. Here it is in the episode of Patriot Games. The less said about the rest of that scene, the better.
Where's the money, man? Where's my money?
And then here...
Wasn't that the episode where Stewie bullies Brian the entire time? And then Brian gets his revenge and kicks him in front of a bus or a train at the very end of the episode?
Here it is again in Seahorse Seashell Party.
I'm gonna cut my ear off to prevent World War II.
Good heavens, what is it with Brian in the bathroom? Anyway, my point is, we now understand that, for the most part, the bathroom is usually a mixture of yellow and pink walls and is in the same location, off of the hall, towards the front of the house. No questions about this one, right? Wrong. Take a look at this iconic clip from the episode Brian the Bachelor. As hilarious as that clip is, it's actually maybe the most extreme example of just how inconsistent these bathrooms are. For starters, I don't really know which bathroom we're looking at here, as to
I hate that I'm laughing at like old Family Guy.
my knowledge, both Peter and Lois's and the main
I'd always see reruns of it when I was like a teenager on like Channel 4 at like 2 in the morning or something.
bathrooms are pink and yellow. Meanwhile, the walls in this scene are oddly blue. Though, you know, I may have spoken too soon. Take a look at the very beginning of this scene.
You're a good pimple, dog.
Yeah, the walls start off yellow, but then switch to blue mid-scene. We're already in uncharted territory.
Wait.
scene are oddly blue. Though, you know, I may have spoken too soon. Take a look at the very beginning of the scene.
You're a good pimp.
Yeah, it's all yellow.
Bulldog.
Yeah, the walls start off yellow, but then switch to blue mid-scene. We're already in uncharted territory here, guys. But that's just issue number 1. Think back to when Herbert was through. A window on the back of the house. One issue. No matter which bathroom this is, no way Herbert could be looking in. Our handy-dandy layout shows us that there are 0 bathrooms located on the back side of the house, yet there's Herbert peeping away at an impossible angle. Being a pervert knows no bounds, I suppose. In case you
Well, he's not a pervert, he's a literal pedophile.
thought this mind-bending stuff was just limited to the main bathroom, think again. Here's Lois and Peter's bathroom on the right side of the room. And here it is on the left side of the room. Yep, one look out that door and you can tell that this is the left side of the room.
What are we watching? Someone trying to criticize the consistency of the Family Guy household, but I'm just remembering like old Family Guy skits.
Need I say more? But that's enough about bathrooms. Time to talk about the room that shouldn't even exist, which is a shame considering how iconic it is. Why is it iconic? Well, it has this scene.
I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
And as correct as Peter's opinion on The Godfather is, it's hard to ignore the fact that Griffin's attic would just...
I hate how that was a bit of like him being a contrarian, but that's like most people today on Twitter.
not be able to hold this giant metal box. I mean, it's big enough to hold the whole family and a big old security camera system and have an extra room to breathe as well. All in the attic.
It insists upon itself.
Which we rarely ever see and can likely not be very tall.
What does that mean? What does that criticism even mean? It insists upon itself. That has mind broken me. What, chat, what does that mean? The Godfather insists upon itself. No, don't say the same thing again. Don't say, no, that it's pretentious, possibly. He made it up. Stop saying the same thing over and over.
At all. For instance,
did you watch Godfather? Yeah, but I was on TikTok, so I kind of forgot what happened. The guy with cotton balls in his mouth died or something, I think.
Let's take a look at this shot from the episode Killer Queen. You can pretty plainly see that this attic is just tiny as can be. Oh, and it's filled with some forgotten classics like this.
Check it out.
Honestly, I don't blame you at all, Stewie. So yeah, obviously it doesn't seem like the panic room would be able to fit in this attic at all based on that clip. Well, what if I told you it gets worse? Take one look at the Griffin family.
They probably mean the movie is trying too hard to be deep or important instead of just being entertaining or genuine. I just remember there was some key aspects in the film. Like, for example, they didn't want to make it about money because obviously The Godfather, the mafia, it's all about money. They didn't want to show money as like a big thing in the film. So in the opening, there's a guy that's throwing a bunch of money at like a paparazzi guy or something. And that's the only time you actually see money transacted in the entire film. Isn't it like 3.5 hours? Oh, not even. I've only seen the first one. I just heard that the third film is very bad because, like, they put the director's daughter in it and she was not very good. Not very good.
Family's house from the front in this very same episode. Does that house look like it can have an attic at all? Those windows.
The Irishman. Don't make me pull it up. Don't make me pull it up, please. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up. It's like pre-saved, man. It's pre-saved. Every stream. Every fucking stream. Right, take him to the curb. Is that the highest quality they got? Wait, if I put it on like 0.5 speed, you'll be able to see how terrible this is. It's just fucking awful.
Those from the second floor nearly reach the tippy top of the place. But okay, time to talk about the room in the house that makes the absolute
It actually, yeah. When he kicks him, sounds like a hit marker.
least sense in the series. It's time to discuss Stewie's weapons room. Now, is this the
That was basically real. Okay.
coolest room of the series or what?
I'm not even going to say like a funny quip. Okay.
But does it follow any physical logic whatsoever? No, not really. Look at this establishing shot of Stewie's room. All
The kick insists upon itself.
things considered, it lines up pretty perfectly with our layout, but then Lois opens up the vault.
Shut up.
And if you're following along, that room would extend right into Chris's room. No joke, this is the most blatant issue in the house in my eyes. The wall that opened is clearly opposite the front of the house, meaning the only way this could possibly make sense is if Stewie and Chris's room switched places. And even then, we know that's not the case because the window to the driveway is still clear.
New Pyro bit. The fact you've said it's a new bit immediately means that it is not a bit.
Clearly visible in that establishing shot from earlier. Even if the two rooms did switch places, it would still mean that Stewie would essentially always have a secret room jutting out the back of the house, and considering that Herbert clip from earlier... Yeah, that's the one. We know that isn't the case. So one of two things must be true. Stewie managed to create some sort of pocket dimension to store this impossible weapon locker in, or the Griffin house in general just isn't bound by the rules of Euclidean geometry. Considering everything else we covered today, I think I'll stick with the latter as my headcanon. This house just don't make any cracking sense. But did I miss any rooms or inconsistencies? Let me know down in the comments below and click on the video on screen now for more cartoon.
All right, that was based. Even though, like, I swear 10% of that was actually talking about the consistency. The rest was just, like, Family Guy bits. All right. I'm done with streaming. I'm going to try and record some more Fear and Hunger lines now. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.